Hello? Maybe no one's here today. Maybe I'm all alone. Maybe I'm all alone in this world. I mean, a bomb could have dropped and I would have noticed in my basement. No, ML is still alive, or he's a bot, or I imagine him. Like the latter to seem more likely than the first one, but we're reading a visual novel today. Let's see if I can get this to full screen. Happy New Year. Well, not quite. But by the time this goes out, it will be a Happy New Year, hopefully. Let's see. I'm gonna skip. Let me see messages in English. It's a weird soundtrack, I have to say. We're reading through through LYNNE. I'm captivated already because the game is in 4:3 format and not in 16:9, and I just love that because it reminds me of my childhood and better days. I love when old games just don't support widescreen. It's a short game. Another reason why we're reading this today. It's by Ebihime. I've already read one of their visual novels before. I think it was called Sweetest Monster. It was a good one. Really good. Protagonist's name was weird, but otherwise good. Looks like a cursed Minecraft mod. Let's see how cursed this game really is. I have stress. I thought this was a kinetic visual novel. Why am I stressed? Are there oh god, please don't tell me there are choices. I will take longer than 2 hours then. When I regain consciousness, I realize I'm in a public bathroom. Wait, public bathroom? Is that different to a public restroom? But it's not a normal public bathroom. The bathroom seems to extend outwards forever, infinitely, like an optical illusion. The dim light bulbs are suspended on flimsy plastic strings. They gutter in and out intermittently, unsure of themselves. My head feels heavy. Why does it hurt so much? I got some stress, yay! We're playing Darkest Dungeon now. Or any other game with a stress or sanity mechanic, I guess. I sigh and hold a hand against my temple. I can feel it pulsing beneath my fingertips. I had this a few days ago. I could literally feel the sides of my head pulsating in my ear. Only in one ear, but it was one of the most disgusting feelings, one of the most disgusting things I've ever had to feel. It was more annoying than pain because it was just so uncomfortable. First stream so crazy. Yeah, all streams very crazy. How was Christmas? It was fine, I guess. I got a very nice gift actually. Might be able to use it on stream. I got a power drill. like a very high-tech power drill with a little light. Like when you press, it shines a light, and some good stuff to attach on, and like some other shit. Actually, when it comes to gifts this year, very expensive though. I scolded the secretary that she's not supposed to make me such expensive gifts because I can't be trusted with expensive things. Gross. That's what I am. Human bodies really are gross. They kinda are. Have you ever smelled it smells really bad when I poo. They're bags of flesh that contain all sorts of stuff. Bones and blood and guts and goo, with hearts that beat and lungs that shudder and bladders filled up with amber urine. Yeah, we're all like... Our skeletons are like mech pilots in flesh mechs or something, right? Or our brains are... I don't know, like there's this weird ass comparison. Something in us is a mech pilot in a meat golem. I don't know. Also, the average person has 2 sets of skeleton in their body, or like on average we have like more bones because of course pregnant women have 2 sets of bones in their body, and some other weird fun facts. And I say this fun in like, you know, Thinking about it makes me want to dig my fingernails deep into my skin and dig it all out like some kind of Linkin Park song. But I bet that would look gross too. Maybe I should pull my eyes out first so I don't need to see all the blood as it splatters on the tiles. But if I know anything about biology, which I don't, I'm rubbish at school, blood doesn't stay red for very long. It doesn't? It gets darker, but is it not still red? Just a darker shade of red? When it's exposed to the air, it oxidizes, I think, and then it starts to turn brown. Does it? And then it turns black? No, not mine. What? Black blood? Am I some kind of weirdest monster? I try to imagine what it would look like if this endless dingy bathroom was stained with my blood. Well, what's our problem actually? Like, why are we... Like, I play a teenager, right? That's my problem. I'm a teenager. Well, it didn't let me send a message. You can tell me your message now, and I'm gonna read it out. No, actually, that sounds so dumb, but I might read it out loud. Average number of nipples on a person is more than 2. You can't know that, Blue. There are people without nipples. And I'm not about to discriminate against the nippleless. You're especially unstable today. Maybe I am, yeah. I'm very tired. I have a headache. I chose a visual novel on purpose because I didn't want to do anything gameplay heavy. And my day in general was kind of bad, I guess. It's not Halloween. We are not supposed to be spooked this much. Are you spooked already? The unborn child's skeleton counts twice because it is in 2 human beings simultaneously. Let's say the average body contains 2 sets of bones. That would still hold up, right? Because the body of the pregnant woman holds 2 sets at the same time. Well, the little baby is 1 set by itself. What if you really fist someone, though? Does this count the bones in your hand towards the total? Like, really deep fisting. You don't actually need to fist that deep. Like, a hand would be enough. There's a lot of bones in your hand. 1 in every 30 people have an extra nipple. 99.9999% of the time, it's not fully developed, so people think it's small. Are you kidding me? 1 in every 30 people? So one person in each school class, basically, has an extra nipple? And we don't know? Could I have an extra nipple without knowing? Does the extra nipple have to be on your chest, or can it be somewhere else? Because I have this tiny little protrusion on my body between my legs, and it's so incredibly small, it could be an extra nipple. This is that kind of stream. Well, I'm the ones to talk to the voices in his head. No, I actually want to play the game, but I'm like spooked about nipples now. I'm more spooked about nipples than I am about this teenager that wants to bleed. As Charles' skeleton isn't fully formed yet, though? That depends on how you define fully formed. Like, yes, there's maybe bits and pieces missing, but still, more than 1 set of bones is inside the pregnant woman's body, isn't it? The mother and child together have a collective 3 skeletons. Wait, where's the magical 3rd one coming from? I had to sub with Prime to you while you weren't there last Wednesday. Why you do this to me? I read it. Yeah, I read it. Well, how about you don't spend Christmas subbing to me? Because that's a weird thing to do on Christmas, being a sub to someone else. I can understand, like... And then again, like, if you want to be a sub, right? Some people are subs, others are doms. It's just the way it is in life. I have extra bones in my foot. Did you steal them? If you ever saw a child's skull, it's legitimately horrifying. Why? I guess I didn't. Why do you know what children's skulls look like? Arcane has more bones in her feet. She knows what children's skulls look like. She lives in a library. Are you some... What's wrong? I can't even... Does anyone have the link of a child's skull? Oh yeah, give me a second. I have it saved right over here, actually. Oh, don't gift subs. Oh, can you disable this? Can you actually? Don't tell me what to do. I will. And I can. Mother has 2, child has 1. Together that's 3, but they're sharing 1. It has to be counted twice. I have child skull in my basement. Didn't you disable it? Can you disable it? Oh my god. I don't feel anything in particular. Yeah, me neither. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel bad. Maybe that's because it hasn't actually happened. It's nothing more than a silly fantasy. When I think about stuff, I get legitimately frightened. Not always, but most of the time I think of worst case scenarios. I think, oh god, fuck me. If this car swerves now and drives me over, how the fuck will I try to dodge? Can I somehow... Maybe I should take it head on. Maybe it's alright if I die. Maybe I should take it head on so I can die and don't get paralyzed for life. And inside I already surrender to the inevitability of death when I think about stuff like this. It's very bad because it kind of brings me down a lot of the time, but it's just how I am. My head is still hurting. My footsteps fall against the floor. When did I start walking? I don't know. I feel like I've been walking for years. The walls and the floor and the stalls and the sinks and the dryers and the bins and the mirrors continue to repeat over and over again in a loop. A stuck videotape. We still have some of Jazz? Old videotapes from when she was a kid. It's mostly Disney stuff. Cinderella and Snow White. My parents aren't too well off, so we had to make do with our battered old VCR long after DVD players became the norm. VCRs, like, oh my god. If you don't know what a VCR is, like, fucking close the stream and Google it. Swear, don't return. Our VCR was like a monster. It made horrible noises whenever you put a tape in there. Had cannibalistic tendencies. It liked to spit out tapes with the film reels leaking out. When I was young, it used to scare me a little. Lots of things scare me. Oh, I'm a pussy. Okay. I turn my head, glancing this way and that. There are 5 sinks lined up neatly against the wall, complete with silvery taps and soap dispensers. Somebody stole in a roll of toilet paper and left it soaking in one of the basins. Ew. The paper flops limply over the side of the bowl. It's a bit sad. The taps are turned off, but water still drips from their faulty heads. They're leaking. The lone roll of blue paper is starting to turn soft. It's collapsing in on itself like something rotten. I keep walking. I walk past the sinks. At least, I think I walk past the sinks, but when I turn my head I can see them again, right in the corners of my eyes. That's what happens though. You walk past something, and when you turn around, you can see it again. It doesn't disappear the moment you walk past it. 5 sinks, chipped and cracked with soap dispensers and that same roll of toilet paper lying in the rightmost basin. The roll of paper is still being waterboarded by the faulty tap. Now that's a nice comparison. I walk by trying to ignore it, but when I glance to my right once more, there it is again. 5 sinks. A baby in the womb is basically writing an Eva. I think this is what I wanted to tell you earlier. I'm not entirely sure. Oh my god. Besides, in this situation, the average amount of skeletons per body is still 1.5, not 2. Yes, I did say 2. I think I said more than 1, right? Both 1.5 and 2 is more than 1, so I'm still right. It's not a stream title, just some tags thrown around. End of year horror visual novels, the laboratory stream. Well, it is also a stream title. Like, it's a... Not every poodle is a dog, but every dog is a poodle. Is it one of these types of situations? 1 roll of toilet paper decomposing slowly. The toilet paper looks worse every time I see it. White paper begins to flake away from the cardboard skeleton. Melts away. I feel like I'm melting away too. I don't know how long I've been walking. My feet are crammed inside my shoes. My toes are pushed up unpleasantly against the tips so they rub red raw. Ooh, that's a nice sentence. They rub red raw. That's when I realize I'm wearing my old white heels from Aunt Shirley's wedding. Not her last wedding, the wedding before that. I must have been 9 or 10 back then. Is the background changing? Is it getting more or less distorted? I can't tell. I'm 15 now, and my feet have done a fair bit of growing. No wonder these shoes hurt so much. My feet weren't made for them. Not the feet I have right now, at any rate. Why am I wearing them? It hurts. Is it getting darker? I'll keep walking. I'm reading, so I can't really tell when the background graphic changes. I can't not keep walking. I'm afraid something bad will happen if I stop. Suddenly, alarmingly, I'm aware that I'm not alone. More stress. There's something behind me, but I don't know what that something is. If you're in a situation like that, I said it before, don't take it seriously. Undress and swing your genitals at your assailant. Try to piss, if possible as well. Make themselves afraid. Make they piss themselves. Because if they think you're crazy, if they think you're unhinged, if they can't tell what you're about to do next, they're gonna be afraid of you. Of course, don't actually do that. That's not proper advice on what to do in a stressful and harmful situation where you could get hurt or where you're followed by someone. It might work more for males than it does for females, because I'm not sure like a good-looking woman undressing would stop anyone trying to attack her. But yeah. I look back over my shoulder, my breath catches in my throat. Everything has been swallowed up by a musty, impenetrable darkness. Darkness smells like the inside of a walk-in wardrobe that hasn't been walked into a very long time. I tremble. My footsteps strike against the tiles over and over. My heart beats inside my chest. It knocks against my ribcage. My feet hurt. They hurt so much. Quit talking about your feet. I think they've started to bleed. My feet are bleed. Sores and blisters run along the backs of my feet. I can feel welts in the grooves between my toes. They're all bursting at the same time. Give it time and my blood will turn burgundy, then dark red, then black. Aren't burgundy and dark red the same thing? Everything in here is the same. Everything repeats over and over again. The light bulb, the stalls, the sinks, the taps, the toilet paper, the dryers, and the towels, and the mirrors, and... The mirrors? There's something strange about the mirrors. Well, I guess they don't work. You're in a video game. Of course they don't work. Mirrors haven't worked since 2005 or something. But no, it isn't the mirrors. It's the girl inside them. My white shoes slush when I come to a halt. Everything smells. It smells of mold and urine and my own bodily fluids. Which body fluid? What? But the girl who looks back at me in the mirror, her fingers gripping the rim of the sink so tightly that knuckles turn white, isn't me. I stare. She stares back. Oh my god, this is... Wait. This game is not written by Ebi Hime, it's written by Kotaro Uchikoshi. Questions run through my head. Where am I? How did I get here? What is this place? It was me when I first started walking, I think, but the more I walked in these two small shoes, the less like me I became. I started to change. Just didn't realize it. Oh, it's all a metaphor for puberty, I guess. Not until I saw myself in the mirrors. This girl. Oh my god. She looks like some kind of anime princess. From some kind of shoujo manga or something. I reach forwards, my fingers brush the surface of a mirror. It's sticky and it makes me feel sick, but my feet are sticky too, so it doesn't matter. The girl looks like me. She has the same hair, the same eyes, the same nose, the same ears, and the same lips. Maybe she's a sister. But she isn't me. My muscles tense beneath her... Oh, that's interesting. My muscles tense beneath her skin. Her face responds. It smiles when I smile and frowns when I frown. This face is mine. But no, it isn't. It can't be. I'm not her. She's not me. I would be more stressed in the situation, I think, than just 5%. I think I'm always at least 25% stressed in general. Lynn? She's Lynn, but she's asking for Lynn. How, like, will we differentiate this by pronouncing one of them Lynn and the other one Linny? When I speak, an alien voice comes from my mouth. My breath catches in my throat. And then... Oh god, I feel something brush against the back of my neck. There's nothing in the mirror, but there's something behind me. I don't know what it is, but I know it's something cold. Even colder than that roll of toilet paper soaking in the sink on the far right. I don't know how long it's been soaking for. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't know how long I've been her. I don't know anything really, but... keeps going up. I do know that this is it. The end. There'll be no more repetitions. No more walls and floor and stalls and sinks and dryers and bins and mirrors. It's just me. Or her, I guess. Me and the darkness and the bad thing that lurks within it. Behind me. Breathing against my neck. Welcome home, LYNNE, seems to say with invisible teeth encrusted with algae. We missed you. But that's not fair. They've got the wrong girl. I'm not her. I'm not Lynn. Should I pronounce it Lynn or LYNNE to make a to differentiate it for myself too, especially I guess. Well, who is this basic girl? Oh, it's Jazz. Hey, Squirt, rough night. Like without, just imagine that there wasn't a tiny little dot here to end the sentence. Hey, Squirt, rough night. What? Wait, who calls someone else a squirt? Yes, Queen Slay. Oh my god. What if your assailant has a piss fetish? Well, it's a win-win situation then, I guess. Can I know what the flip this is about? It's a horror visual novel. I myself don't really know what it's about. I killed my mentor, but I'm not his murderer. Oh, that's a good reference. One of these days I will maybe play I on stream or something, I don't know. Just call the E and not E, respectively. No E. What? Is this a milk outside a bag of milk moment? Okay, we look better this way, I think. Like, the other one looked a little bit too posh. I root through the bread bin, unearthing the last two slices of warped Burton's half and half. Why does this make me stressed? Naturally, they're the crusts to cast off nobody wants. Oh, I love the crust of a bread. Like, if it's a good bread, I could eat the crust any day. A glad Jazz. She's sitting at the kitchen table, eating her own slice of toast. Not the crusts. Bitch. She saved those for me. Basic bitch, actually. Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, we're a teenager, I guess. No problem, honey. Is she my stepmom or something? Why are you so selfish? I wonder. Maybe because I'm a horrible person? Well, I know, Dad. I slot my bread, crusts, I mean, into the toaster and sigh. I feel worked up. I've been worked up ever since I woke up. I was worked up when I was brushing my teeth. I was worked up when I was combing my hair. I was worked up when I was putting on my skirt and sliding up my socks and buttoning up my shirt. Now I'm worked up as I wait for incredibly appetizing breakfast to finish toasting. I fish a knife from the cutlery drawer and peer inside the inner workings of the toaster. Don't put the knife in the toaster. Don't. Like, this is gonna be the fastest game over I've ever had in a game. I peer a little too closely, actually, and my hair nearly gets caught inside it. Am I a dummy? I draw back, startled. Jazz snorts. Well done, genius. Well, I deserve that. Come on, shut up. I stick my tongue out at her. She sticks her tongue out too. We kiss and make out? I don't know what happens when two people do this. I glance back at the toaster, but I don't lean in quite so closely this time. I tap my feet against the floor and sigh. Why is it taking so long? You're going anywhere in a hurry? I have to go to school. I don't know why you're so eager. I always hated school. You look like it. Yeah, but I have exams coming up. I pick up the knife, begin to prod at the tops of my slowly toasting crusts. Don't do that! You shouldn't do that. You'll electrocute yourself. Like you care. I do care, actually, and you'll definitely care when 1 million watts of electricity are coursing through your thick skull. Wait. When you get electrocuted, does it depend on the wattage or the voltage? I actually don't know that. My father was an electrician. I'll survive. That's what you think. Oh, I'm sure Lightning Hand will answer this in a flash. I just have to wait like 5 more seconds until the stream delay is over. God, why do kids think they know everything? It's actually amperage. Okay. he says. Most likely typed out like a long-ass message and email was quicker. I'm not a kid. It's an orphanage. No, wait, amperage, sorry. Why am I reading the same message twice? And differently each time. I think I'm going blind. This British bread, yeah, like Ibby Hime, the author of this, comes from the UK, I believe. Please. Jazz tuts and rolls her eyes. She does this a lot. It's very effective. She's like a Pokemon. Jazz always wears a lot of makeup, and she's good at applying it. Her eyes are particularly expressive. Jazz is pretty already. Doesn't really need makeup, but the makeup makes her even prettier. I doubt that. Like, nothing's more beautiful than a naturally beautiful woman without makeup. According to Jazz, putting on her makeup is the sole thing that gets her out of bed in the mornings. Wow. I guess there's not much else for her to do. She doesn't have a job, she just sits around the house all day. How can she afford makeup? Sometimes I wish I could do that. I thought you were meant to be the smart one in the family, Lynn. So she's my sister, I guess. I'm not smart, I suck. So does Jazz, I guess. Otherwise she wouldn't be able to afford makeup. Literally? Piss off. Jazz is the one who sucks, and that is literal. The bulge of her belly is proof enough. Okay. Two things here. She could be implying that Jazz is sucking dicks. And she's sucking so much dick and slurping so much semen that her belly is bulging because her body just can't process it or something. The other thing is that Lynn is a dummy and thinks that you get pregnant by blowing dicks. Both things actually being incredibly weird, but yeah. Not that you get pregnant like that. I know that much. Oh, thank God. Jesus Christ, Lynn. Like, I had you filed under dummy for a second there. I might be in secondary school, but I'm not thick. Not that thick, anyway. I bet Jazz is juicy thick. But the toaster pings. What? It pings? Hey, do toasters in the UK ping when they're done? Doesn't the bread just plop up? The bread crusts pop up like I should be happy to see them. I'm not. Piss off. Towards the bread? Why is she such a bread? A bread to the bread. I poke the crust with the tip of my knife again. They don't reply, Jess does. Why are you talking to your breakfast, you crazy girl? I thought you said you didn't want to be late to school. I don't. Why don't you get and move on? You'll miss your train. I know. I grab a plate and slide my crusts onto it. That's a euphemism. I smear butter on the crusts, an inch thick, like this'll somehow make them taste better, and a scoop of lemon curd for good measure. Okay, yeah, I guess, like, we are really in the UK then. The lemon curd mixes with the gooey, bright yellow butter. The end result, only someone from the British Isles could eat. Looks kind of gross, but it tastes fine. I take my plate to the kitchen table. I stumble on my way there, twisting my ankle on thin air. God, I am, like, incredibly dumb, aren't I? I curse beneath my breath. Shit. Hey, Lynn, are you sure you're okay? You seem a little out of it. A little, I guess. Bad dream? Yeah. Bad doesn't quite cover it. Terrible, more like. My feet still hurt. Checked them when I woke up this morning, trembling to see whether they were still in one piece or not. I was afraid they'd be bloodied stumps, the little bones all broken from being forced into shoes too small for me. They looked fine, but that was 10 minutes ago. What about now? My toes curl up against the insides of my shoes. Is this some kind of, like, weird foot fetish visual novel, actually, and I booted up the wrong one? I wanted the horror one, not one of my fetishy types. Jazz stares at me. Does she think I've gone totally mental? Maybe I have. You were tossing and turning like the girl from The Exorcist this morning, Lynn. You woke me up. So that explains why Jess is up so early. She doesn't usually surface until gun noon. She doesn't have to. Not since she dropped out of sixth form college. All she does is practice her makeup in front of a vanity mirror. Our vanity mirror, actually, since we share the same bedroom. Eat cereal and watch the Jeremy Kyle show. I stare at my crusts. My crusts stare back, slathered in butter and lemon curd. If you stare long enough into the crust starts staring back. Yeah, just like the abyss. My stomach churns. I'm sorry, Jazz. It's alright. Already had my revenge. The bread? Can you hear the siren? Or am I imagining this? Jess coils a strand of hair about her finger. She looks smug. What are you gonna be doing today? More studying? Don't mention the S word. No, you've got your GCSEs coming up in, what, 3 weeks? You better get cracking. I bite into my bread crust smeared with butter and lemon curd. The butter is sweet, oily and fatty, while the lemon curd is sharp and sweet. It's thick, sticky, like semen a little bit. Like, God no. It feels like it's clogging up my throat. Like, maybe I put a little too much on. You know, Mom and Dad expect a lot from you. Don't let them down. Oh God, more stress. No, not Mom and Dad too. I feel sick. I definitely used too much lemon curd. Jazz, please. What? It's the truth. After it turned out to be such a monumental fuck up, the least you could do is not fail all your GCSEs. You're supposed to be the smart one, remember? That's what they say, but... My voice trails off. My cheeks are smeared with toast crumbs and bits of lemon curd. They feel oily. I swallow. I do. Careful not to get pregnant. I don't want to talk about it. Well, you'd probably be fine. You'd have to try to do worse in GCSEs than I did. Yeah, but it's different now. You could retake your exams. I can't. Sucks to be you. Jess sounds so cheerful it kind of makes me want to punch her. But I know I can't. Not anymore. We used to fight a lot when we were younger, with hair pulling and scratching, but now Jess is pregnant. I'd feel a little guilty about slapping her. Don't slap her in the belly. Her face is still fine to slap, I think. I mean, you shouldn't slap anyone, period. But, I don't know, can you slap each other when you're women? Like, is this, in the women's code, is this allowed? I think as men, like, if you have a fair and square fight, you're allowed to hit each other anywhere except for in the dick. You can't hit pregnant women. Even if that pregnant woman is a sister who isn't really a woman. Whoa, wait, how does this work when she isn't really a woman? Will she never be a woman? Or does this mean that she's young, I guess? Like she's a girl, not a woman. Like she's like Britney Spears. Not quite a girl, not yet a woman. I don't think she is anyway. She's only 19. She's still a teenager, technically. I click my lemon curdy tongue against the roof of my mouth. Should probably get going. I wouldn't really call a 19-year-old like a teenage pregnancy. Yes, she's technically still a teenager, but a teenage pregnancy is for me like a 13-year-old or something, like someone who really can provide, basically. You probably should. Don't drop out of school before your exams start. Otherwise, what would be the point? Sometimes I think Jazz derives happiness from my suffering. She really is a rotten big sister. She's always been like that. She used to bully me relentlessly when we were little. She was always kicking me beneath the dinner table, hitting me with the TV remote, and whispering creepy stories into my ear at night when I was trying to sleep. She told me Santa wasn't real when I was 4. I cried. I cried a lot. And then she went and got herself knocked up, and now she's so heavily pregnant I can't argue back when she starts being a bitch because I'd feel guilty. Just corrupt the child, I don't know. Maybe she's smarter than her GCSE results give her credit for. I drop my plate in the sink. Oh my god. Don't. No. No, not while I'm doing this, please. I drop a plate in the sink. It's coated with crumbs and a smear of buttery lemon. This is not a foot fetish game. This is a buttery lemon fetish game or something. What are you going to do all day, Jazz? Just pregnant things. Watch a Jeremy Kyle show, probably. Okay, can you give us a quick rundown on the Jeremy Kyle show? Like, for all of us non-UK people. Don't you ever get sick of that? Nope. I don't like that show. I think it's mean. It's the sort of show that makes fun of people like Jazz. What? And she likes it? The audience watches these poor, sad, broken people pour out their guts and argue with each other and break down into tears, and then they laugh and cheer and applaud like it's something funny. It isn't funny. It's real people's lives, and I hate it. How do you know they're real? Maybe it's all just made up. It's a show, after all. But Jess doesn't seem to care. I know it's mean, but I'm not in that show. Why does it matter? Oh, I'm not the one getting lined up against the wall and shot. What does it matter? I run my dirty plate beneath the lukewarm water and frown. Just isn't very nice. Says you, didn't you give that girl in your class a black eye a few months ago? She deserved it. She called you a slut. Well, I'm sure Jazz will admit to that in a second. She might have been right. Oh, my bad. I don't really use Twitch, but Amazon gives me a free sub, so here, guess, better than never using it at all. Well, thank you very much, but I don't know. Maybe there would be better people for that. Maybe it would be better to just... Well, you're not really giving it. You are already giving Amazon money if you have Prime, right? Whatever. Jazz prods at her belly. It strains beneath her shirt like a large, obscene balloon. Obscene? Maybe I am a slut. Thanks for reiterating, Jazz. That's why I can't argue with Jazz anymore. Not even when she steals my apricot yogurts. She doesn't fight back like she used to. Well, getting pregnant is not really the sign of a slut. If you get pregnant and you don't know which one of the 35 people you had an orgy with is the father, now that I would maybe be inclined to call a little bit of a slut. The wind tugs at the hem of my school skirt. I hold it down with one hand and use the other to support the straps of my beat-up old messenger bag. My bag's falling apart and it doesn't close properly now, but I can't afford a new one. I'll have to bear with it, just like I have to bear with Jazz's hand-me-down uniforms and these old scuffed trainers. At least they're not the shoes I wore to Aunt Shirley's first wedding. I click my tongue against the roof of my mouth. I guess, like, Lynn is very unlikable when you're around her. Why am I still thinking about that dream? It must have left an impression on me. That's rare. I have bad dreams on an almost daily basis, but the details start slipping away the moment I open my eyes. It's definitely unusual for me to still remember, not just the gist, but the specific ins and outs of my dreams, while I wait on platform number 2 at Strawberry Hill, station for my train. At least it's not Silent Hill station. There are a few other people waiting, glancing alternately between their watches and the electronic signboard. Rush hour in London is never pleasant. The trains are always packed. I hate going to school, especially with a bulky messenger bag to manipulate. Once, I hit a small child in the face with my bag when I was scrambling onto the train. My little brat deserved it. He cried and his mother started scolding me very, very loudly in front of all those smart businessmen. What do you think you're doing? Clumsy guy! His nose is bleeding! Could have caused some serious damage. What do you have to say? Fuck off, bitch! That's what I would say. By the end of this woman's tirade, I was almost crying too. I couldn't cry, of course, because I wasn't a little kid, and people don't think it's cute when teenagers cry. They think it's pathetic. Nah, it might sound sexist, but I think it's less bad when a girl cries. And I can say this. I can call a dude or a boy that cries a pussy. Because I'm a man too, and when I cry, I'm a pussy as well. But girls crying, it's not that unusual, is it? I've seen girls cry. I've seen teenagers cry, like women. Women, teenagers? Like teenagers of the female form? I didn't think it weird. Or pathetic, really. Maybe a little bit pathetic, depending on why they cried, but I was 13 back then. Oh, come on, 13! Like, when I was 13, I was still playing with Lego. I'm even older now. I don't feel any wiser, though. My GCSEs are coming up soon. Then I'll be finished with school for good. I won't need to ride on the cramped train at 7:30 in the morning ever again, unless I decide to go to college like Jazz did. I don't think I'd go to the same college as Jazz, though, because she was studying health and beauty. That's a vocational subject. You can study health and beauty in the UK. What happens if you study beauty? What the fuck? What is this? What? Well, whatever. It's a terrible reality show where a bloke calls people in and they pass judgment for no good reason. That sounds amazing. I think Jazz is pretty good at health and beauty, especially the beauty part. She knows all about getting your nails trimmed and how to curl people's hair, but Dad wasn't very happy about it. Kept banging on, saying she was wasting her life. Wasting her education. We've given you so many opportunities and you just fling them back in our faces. Why can't you be more like your sister? I don't know why anybody would want to be like me. I don't want to be like me. But at the same time, I glance to the right. I half expect to see a glint of metal tabs in my peripheral vision, complete with basins, but I don't. What? Who the fuck is this? Why does she look a little bit like me? Instead, I see a girl around my age, but not quite my age. I know her. We've been in the same phone group. We've been in the same phone group ever since I started at Grace Court School. She's a girl who looks a lot like me, with straight black hair and brown eyes, but there's more to it than that. It's the arrangement of the features on her face, and the shape of them, too. Her eyes, her nose, her ears, her lips. She looks so much like me, it's a little creepy. She looks so much like me that Mrs. Madley, our form teacher, did a double take when she saw us in our oversized Grace Court uniforms on our first day in year 7. She asked us in this very exaggerated tone if we were twins. Like being a twin is something special. Well, it is, isn't it? We're not, of course. We're not related at all. Isn't it? Like, how high are the chances to be born a twin? And does the chance... Like, you have to factor in that there's always, like, twins come in pairs of, like, 2, right? So for every 100,000 kids, is there, like, 2 that are twins? It needs to be at least 2. Right? A minimum of 2. I don't know, do you still count as a twin when the other child dies? In childbirth and labor? Or, like, do you both need to be alive at the same time in order to be a twin? What if your twin brother dies, like, when you're older? Are you still a twin then? What are the technicalities? What is the definition of twin? I think I need an Amazon Alexa or something to ask stuff like this while streaming, so I don't have to rely on you people looking it up. Things like hairdressing courses, etc. You need to go to college for that in the UK? Are you guys crazy? We're not related at all. We're probably related in some way if we go back far enough, but the blood ties between us are so weak they'd be about 99.99999% water. Doesn't help that she has the same name as me. Yeah, that's absolutely no coincidence. Or rather, that is absolutely a coincidence, I guess. You never find a job, I guess. A similar name, at least. My name is Lynn. She's called Lynn with E. Desperate, is this how you wanted it to be? Like Lynn with E? Or Lynn? Or Lynn? Elin? Elon? Should we call it Elon? She's me, but a me who reached into the Scrabble box and pulled out an extra vowel. Gets more points this way. She gets all the points of the Lynn that was already on the table already. I mean, very smart. Her name would be worth more than mine if you tried to play it on the board. Like, she's so much better than I am. Wow. Our Lynn is a little bit of a, like, cunt, isn't she? And in a way, I guess she is. Her school bag is nice and shiny, so are her shoes. Her uniforms are always ironed, and her tights never have any holes. You don't know that. They could be under her skirt. She's like me, but better. Lynn with an E. That's what we'll call her. Lynn with an E. She'll probably do better in the GCSEs than I will, too. That's a given. Lynn with an E is really smart. You don't stop being a twin when your twin dies. Do you really not? You just stop having a twin. I look at her. I look at her for a little too long, as I often do, and she lifts her head. Are we in Lynn with an E's head now? Like, is she thinking this? Oh, no. Guess not. Her eyes meet mine. Her gaze hurts. I feel like a needle is digging into the back of my skull. A short, sharp pain splits through the side of my head. I think we're more beautiful. I like the messy hair more than the shiny, like, straight hair. I wince. I know this is going to sound petty, but I really, really hate that girl. It's okay, you can hate people for no reason whatsoever, and it's not really petty. It's just feelings. It's Susie. Hey Lynn, guess what Aki bought me? I don't know, what did Aki buy you? Well, Susie smiles smugly, her head resting on her hand, her elbow resting on the desk. Her legs are crossed, but she keeps on crossing and recrossing them and adjusting the hem of her skirt. Wow, okay. Susie's kind of like that. She's one of those girls who's lucky enough to be considered kind of pretty despite all her freckles, and she likes flaunting it. What do you mean, despite all her freckles? Freckles are cute. Freckles are justice. Her face is nice, I guess, but I think her thighs are the prettiest part of her body. Okay. Her thighs are slender, milky, and white, and she wears her school skirt. Her school skirts are a little too short, so you can show them off even in the winter. Wait. Wait, you can't really see the whiteness, though, if you're wearing, like, pantyhose or something, right? I'm kind of jealous. Why are we such a bitch? Susie's cute enough as it is. Even the name is cute. Though with full name, Susanna is a little stuffy. Oh, Susanna is a nice name. She doesn't need to make herself cute. Being a friend is kind of bad for my self-esteem. She's had way more boyfriends than I have. It's not fair. It's not really a metric you should judge yourself by, you know? The amount of boyfriends. What, Jazz is the best woman in the world or what? Not that it's hard to have more boyfriends than me. I haven't had any. That's not much of a competition, is it? I never had a boyfriend either. Like I could ever compete with Susie. He bought me a maid uniform. A real maid uniform. Oh no, he wants to fuck. Oh really? That's cool, I guess. If... Oh, come on. If someone tells you that their boyfriend bought them a maid uniform, you'd go, what kind of crazy shit is... Not even crazy shit, but what kind of fetishy shit is this guy into? No, you wouldn't even need to ask. You would know immediately. He's into maid roleplay. How much are maid uniforms anyway? Like, can someone look it up for me? Maybe even find a link for later? It's cool, I guess. I tried to sound enthusiastic. It's hard work. I've had to listen to Susie talking at me more like, about her dreamy Japanese boyfriend for the last month and a half. Her dreamy Japanese boyfriend. Aki. She met him online when she was doing a live stream. What? Who the fuck does this? Live streams? Pathetic. He contacted her and said he could compose music and he knew a little bit about idol culture. And if she was really serious about being a performer, then he could be a manager. Oh, she's been catfished. No, now he's dating her. Oh god, no. Careful. Careful, Susie. You're gonna end up in a dumpster. It's gonna be the real definition of a pump and dump. Well, dating in the loosest possible way since he lives in Japan and we live in Richmond. It is cool, right? I'm going to wear it on one of my live streams. Neat. Yeah, I picked the outfit out myself. It's kind of expensive, but I mean, Aki has money, so... Susie smiles and shrugs her shoulders coyly. Having a rich boyfriend must be nice. Must be nice having any boyfriend, full stop. Well, if it's an imaginary one that lives in Japan, I don't know. And then again, I would be up for a Japanese girlfriend. No, wait, I'm married. But I guess Aki's more of a man than a boy, and he lives so far away, he and Susie have no hopes of ever kissing and cuddling. Cuddling. Well, all the boys in our year group are stupid. The boys in our form are especially brain dead. Bradley Hurd tried to give himself a tattoo with his protractor and a blue biro pen in maths. He managed to give himself a makeshift tattoo, a lopsided wonky one, but he also gave himself blood poisoning. I had a boy in my class. I don't even know if people will be able to understand the story. Since I don't know how it is these days. When I was younger, we had to write with actual ink pens, basically. With actual ink. So we had these pens. And every child, of course, had like spare ink cartridges in their bag and stuff. And this dude, he was just gnawing on his ink cartridges. And during one class, he must have bitten one open. And it was full of blue ink. His whole mouth was blue. And it's like outside of his mouth as well. He looked like he was dying from some kind of like sucking on some octopus's tentacle or something. I don't know. I think it was full of ink. It was the funniest thing I'd seen at school. Anyway, Craig Bentley's always making lecherous comments and trying to pee up girls' skirts when they walk up the stairs. Oh, Craig. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. In fact, I hate them. Sounds like a generic story to me. It happened all the time to some. Really? It only happened once. You really shouldn't bite on your ink cartridges. Is this really such a frequent thing to happen? I don't know. I don't think it's poisonous, right? They can't give poisonous shit to children. What? Lead pencils? Who still has them? But ink? Also had someone like that in my class. Okay, so it's a type of story that falls under that boy, right? Oh, need my boyfriend wastes money on stuff I will not use after a couple of times. Great boyfriend I want to spend eternity with. Believe me, if they could meet up, she would use this maid uniform every other night. Girls my age are meant to be interested in relationships, I think. That's what all the teen books and movies say. I'm not, though. Maybe there's something wrong with me. That's what Jazz says. She had a lot of boyfriends when she was my age, too, but I don't think she ever really liked them. Sometimes I've tried to imagine it. But letting a boy like Bradley or Craig touch me with their dirty, smudgy fingers makes me feel sick. What about a girl like Lynn with an E? If I had a boyfriend, I think I'd rather have a boyfriend like Aki, who lives so far away I'd never have to worry about him peering up my skirt or trying to grope me. Yeah, I think that's a problem because you kind of want your boyfriend to grope you, or try to look up your skirt, maybe? I don't know. Do you? I can't see this from the perspective of a woman or girl. But if I'm a boy and I have a girlfriend, I would kind of like her to grope me, to be honest. Not like anybody would want to. Aki's so generous. Maybe that's strictly a boy or man thing that we like to be groped, though. I could be incredibly sexist right now and I wouldn't even know. Susie's still stuck in La La Land. She's mooning over her boyfriend like he's the second coming of Christ. I can ask him to buy me anything, you know? Literally anything. Just jumps at the chance like it's some huge honor. Asian guys are always so eager to please. It must be their small ego, I guess. I think it sounds weird. That was a joke, of course. It was a joke about a stereotype. Very sorry. I'm not only sexist, I'm also racist today. Oh god, no. What a stream to end the year with. Oh, Lynn. Susie tuts. She looks sympathetic. You'll understand when you start dating. Wow. Why is she my friend again? Stupid boys like Bradley and Craig are rude and mean and make gross comments, but real men know how to treat their girlfriends right. Do they? Why is that? Because they know they're lucky to have us. I mean, look at it this way. I'm listening. I'm a cute young girl. I'm in the prime of my youth. He, meanwhile, is in his 30s. Wait. Wait. Susie's in my grade, right? How old were we again? He's in his 30s? That's a little bit... It's creepier than I was just now. Well, he says he's in his 20s, but I don't believe it. I've seen the photos. He's old and he's not really super attractive. I think he's cute, but there are way better guys out there. Why would I be interested in him? Oh. Wow. What the superficial bitch? Because you like each other? I guess, but that's not it. It isn't? Of course not, don't be daft. It's about give and take. He wants a cute young girlfriend and I want somebody who will spoil me and buy me nice things. Everybody wins. What do your parents think about Aki? But they don't know doesn't have to hurt them. Well, of course they don't have to know, because he's not your real boyfriend. You're gonna end up in a dumpster in about 2 weeks, though. Aren't they suspicious about all the packages he keeps sending you? You worry too much, Lynn. Susie looks at me pityingly. She always looks at me like that, like I'm slow in the head. So what if she's had a couple of boyfriends? It doesn't make her more mature than I am. But judging by the way she talks, you'd think she was far older. You should live a little. That's why you've never had a boyfriend yourself. I don't think I want one. You will. Give it time. What if Lynn just swings the other way? Come on, leave her alone. Like it's a foregone conclusion. Susie starts peering at her fingernails. She turns them this way and that, examining them beneath the lights of the classroom. Wait, do we have a lesson right now, or... Her fingernails are perfect, just like the rest of her. They're manicured, painted with nude gloss. She never ever bites them. Who has the time to worry about their appearance that much? Susie, I guess. Susie's been doing live streams from her bedroom for a couple of years now in an attempt to become a Japanese idol. What the fuck? I would ask where do you even live stream that, but I think I know the website that is just right for this job. An English angel with white skin and blue eyes. Seems to be working out for her. I think she's actually pretty popular. Not that I watch her streams. It would be kind of voyeuristic, I think. And anyway, who wants to watch their best friend since kindergarten wearing cat ears or a kimono? Well, I guess she has a new costume in her repertoire now, courtesy of her boyfriend / manager. Good for Susie. At least she's happy. She looks happy anyway, and isn't that basically the same thing? What about Lynn? Where is she? Like Lynn with an E. Dad and Jazz are arguing again. More stress. Is the game gonna end when I reach 100? So we're about 25% through the game now. I don't think it's Jazz's fault. She probably didn't want to argue, least of all with Dad. Jazz used to bully me a lot when we were little, but I don't think she's a nasty person. Not really. Even if she is, she certainly wouldn't try to pick a fight with our dad. Dad's a lot bigger than both of us, and he's scary too. He'd be scary even if he didn't have such a quick temper. Dad's shoulders are broad and his hands are very large. They're scarred from years of manual labor. He works in construction. Has done ever since I can remember. It's kind of good Dad works in construction. Usually he's too tired and dusty to do anything other than sigh and grunt and lie on the sofa watching the TV when he comes home from work. Where's Mom? Is Mom gone, I guess? But that's just most of the time. Not all the time. Sometimes he comes home in really foul moods, his hands cracked and muddy, the palms bleeding, and then he starts shouting. It's probably after he killed a hooker or something. He never starts shouting right away, though. It's always quiet at first, like a volcano before it erupts. That makes it even scarier. Dad isn't a bad person. He doesn't mean to lose his temper. I don't think he wants to shout at Mom or insult Jazz or make me cry, so Mom is still there? Where is she right now? He does it because he's stuck in an exhausting job he doesn't like, but he never went to college, so he can't get anything better. According to Dad, the job's market's in the shitter right now. His words, not mine. And there's no way he can even hope of getting anything halfway decent. What if Lynn with an E is a Sigma? A Sigma female, I guess, not a Sigma male. That's why he keeps telling me I should study. I have to do well. I have to succeed. I have to make him proud. I think what he really means is, don't end up like me. That's why he got so angry at Jazz when she broke the news about the pregnancy. Well, I'm sure he was pregnant when he was younger. Or maybe he was. Shit, it's 2021. Maybe he thought it was some kind of failure on his part. Or maybe he thought he'd done everything he could for us and Jazz was throwing his efforts back in his face. He's argued with Jazz on an almost daily basis since then. Jazz isn't meek like me. She doesn't get scared easily, so she always argues back. Dad started to have a go at Jazz as soon as he got home today, and then she tried to defend herself and things got worse from there. Mom asked Dad to stop, but he just shoved her away. Oh, God. Stay out of this, Marigold. It has nothing to do with you. Oh, Marigold is a beautiful, beautiful name. I just love girls' names that are flowers at the same time. The best names are flower names. Let me pour in a tea, by the way, because I need to drink something when I read this much and talk this much. Get some tea ASMR. Okay. Oh, yeah. Mom tried to say it did have something to do with her because Jazz is her daughter, and then Dad gave her this look and Mom hid herself away in the kitchen. Okay, maybe Dad is actually killing hookers and Mom knows. Okay. Dad and Jazz are still arguing even now. I can hear them downstairs, the voices echoing through the house. You just sat at home and did nothing again. You're wasting your life. Well, what do you expect me to do? I'm 6 months pregnant. I don't want to risk hurting the baby. You're pregnant, not sick. The baby, it's always the fucking baby. Should have thought about that before you gave yourself to the first man that asked. I already told you, it was a party. I was drunk. Oh, God, this doesn't make it any better. Oh, that makes it all the better, does it? I wasn't saying that, I don't want to hear it. I didn't raise my daughter to be a slut. Yeah, that's gotta be stressful. I wish the walls in this house weren't so thin. I can hear them yelling even though I'm in the upstairs bathroom. I think the neighbors can hear too. We've had noise complaints more than once. The arguing got so bad at one point Jazz moved out to live with one of her friends for 3 weeks. Mom cried and thought she'd never come back, but she did. Dad cried too. See? Men can cry. Like, if you see them, they're pussies, but still, they can cry. Of course, you're not a pussy if you're a man and you cry. Okay, I don't want to reinforce that image. Everyone should be in tune with their emotions, in my opinion. And crying is a part of these emotions, I think. Sometimes a really good cry can clear out your mind, I believe. He hugged Jazz and called her his baby girl and said he was sorry. He was so sorry. Said he'd never shout at her like that again. Never kill a hooker more. Never, no. Let's drop the hooker killing, okay? Because I'm not sure if Twitch can pick up on that if I keep talking about dead hookers. He was wrong. I stared at the ceiling. The beige paint is peeling and mold is sprouting in the corners. The water, now lukewarm, pools around my body. The tap is faulty and it drips over and over again into the already overfull bathtub. It's not loud enough. Not loud enough to drown out the noise. There's always so much noise. I sink back in the tub, submerging myself completely. I want to hide from it all. Everything. There are rolls of fat on my tummy and my legs need shaving. Nicked here and there with small scars from my last attempt. Oh, God. I have PE tomorrow. It's my least favorite lesson. I can't stand it. I don't like getting changed in front of my classmates. No one does. Hated it as well when I was younger. No one does. I still hate, actually. I don't really like my body, to be honest. And it's okay. Yeah, you can hate your body as well, you know. Like, it starts to matter less later on, though. I always worry compared to everyone else that my body looks all wrong. Well, you might not look as good, but all wrong is a very peculiar way to phrase it. I close my eyes, the water flows about my head. It worms its way inside my ears. It's harder to hear dad and jazz like this. The sound is distorted, like it's happening on an alien planet millions of light years away. I think I'd prefer that. I'd like to live in space if it meant I could be alone. No dad, no mom, no jazz, no Susie, no Lynn with an E either. I wonder what Lynn's house is like. Bet it isn't like this. I wonder if she's having a bath right now too. Is this a weird thing to wonder? Man shall not cry in public. Yeah, I mean, crying in public is a different thing, I guess. At least he's not a drunkard. You don't know that yet. And next we have number 86. Miss Harper, will you please step onto the stage? I want to obey the disembodied voice, but I can't. My legs are trembling like a baby's ears. My head is pounding. I can hear them all. The crowd, they're cheering. It's so loud it hurts. They're getting more and more excited. The previous act is ushered off the stage. The red X that marks the spot is free. Waiting. I feel sick. Why did I sign up for this? I don't think I did sign up for it. Must have been Susie. We saw an advert on TV a while back and Susie said it was a great opportunity. You wouldn't want to miss out on a shot at stardom, would you? She asked. I would, very much so. I don't like performing in front of other people. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not pretty like Susie. I'm not self-confident. I'm not anything really. Why am I here? I want to turn around and leave, but I've already come this far. I can't back out now. Good old cost-sunk fallacy. The roar of the crowd is almost deafening. Miss Harper, will you please step onto the stage? The disembodied voice calls to me again, crackly and distorted. It sounds impatient. The crowd are getting impatient too. So Susie. She's standing behind me. When did she get there? And she pushes me between my shoulder blades. Her eyes are narrowed. Come on, Lynn. We worked hard for this. You can't back out now. Pardon me. I don't know. I'm nervous. You can't be nervous. Not after we worked on your choreography. And you have such a cute outfit too. It would be a shame not to flaunt it. Cute? I'm not so sure. This outfit would probably look cute on Susie, but it doesn't look cute on me. My skirt is too short, several inches above my knees. Oh god, no, not the knees. I think the knees are a magical cutoff point for most girls and women. Secretary as well. She doesn't really like skirts that are shorter than her knees. And every time she wears one, I celebrate it, because I think she has very beautiful knees. But she hates her knees somehow. Like, knees are a weird part of a woman's body, I think. Very private for them, I guess. If I move around too much, I'll be in serious danger of exposing my underwear to the entire nation. Whoa, what? What was I thinking? I never think. The longer I stand here in the wings, paralyzed with fear, the harder and harder it gets for me to think, until I start to unthink. What is unthinking? Everything I might have thought is slipping out of my skull, like somebody's drilled a hole in my head. With a power drill? Susie, please, I can't. You have to. Aki composed a song especially for you. Is it a Japanese song? Aki? I glance over Susie's shoulder. Aki's there, because of course he is. He was always there. Oh, we're dreaming, I guess. If it wasn't obvious before. He came to see me because he composed a song for me and now I have to dance to it. He's in his 30s, but he doesn't look that old, though when I squint I can see small lines beneath his eyes. Give me a second here. Isn't squinting at an Asian person incredibly rude and racist? Or can you still do that without any implications? His teeth are a little yellow too. Oh my god, you can't say that to an Asian person! What? What's going on? His teeth are a little yellow too and there are blemishes across his skin. This game is very hands-off with the imagery. Being white is racist. Okay, I'm sorry, I guess, right? That's how I should react. I should apologize for being white. I can't imagine Susie dating somebody like this, but he's rich, so wow. And she's a bitch. And your mother made your costume. You can't let her down. That's right. I made it just for you, darling. Shut up, Marigold. Mom? Don't look so surprised, dear. I wanted to come and cheer you on. That's right, you can do it, Lynn. Jazz is here too. And Jazz, she's here too. Why wouldn't Jazz be here? If Aki's here, who I'm sure I've never met before, it makes sense Jess would be here too. I'm not sure about that, but maybe he was so ashamed at the thought of his favorite daughter making a fool out of herself on national television that he couldn't bear to show up. I don't think I blame him. Miss Hopper, if you are there, will you please come onto the stage? The audience are stamping their feet against the floor. I can hear them. They stamp over and over again. It echoes inside my skull. My heart pounds harder and harder. You can do it, Lynn. Don't back down. You're meant to be the smart one. What does this have to do with anything? I've always wanted to at least one of my children to amount to something. Hey, what about me, Mom? But you worry too much, Lynn. You need to live a little. That's why you've never had a boyfriend. I feel like I'm going to be sick, but maybe Susie's right. I do need to live a little. I can't give up before I tried. I breathe in deeply and square my shoulders. My stomach's churning and I think I'm going to be sick, but I try to suppress it. The show must go on. The show will go on, whether I want it to or not. Oh, pardon me, I just need to drink something. I've been talking a lot today because been to a friend and we played some board games. And since I always lose, I have to be the one that talks the most, I guess. So I got that going for me. The lights on the stage are far too bright. The roar of the crowd is deafening. I feel like I've been tossed off the side of a ship. I'm drowning in sounds and sensations. There are so many colors I can see the white lights flickering inside my eyelids when I blink. The stage is the only thing that separates me from the crowd. If they wanted, they could swarm forwards and pull me down at any time. Hurt me, trample me, break me. I shiver. Susie and Aki and Jazz and my mother are waiting for me in the wings, just beyond the plush red curtains, but I've never felt so alone. My fingers tremble. My makeup is starting to run. I'm sweating foundation and eyeshadow and mascara like some sort of clown. A circus freak. The crowd goes wild. So, Miss Hopper, will you please introduce yourself? What brings you to Searching for the Stars? SFTS, as it's known in shorthand. I need to lift my head, stop looking at my feet. I doubt I'm making a good impression. My grip about the microphone spasms. When did I have a microphone? Oh well, doesn't matter. I'm Lynn Harper and I'm 15 years old. I go to Grace Court Secondary School. I'm not that good at anything. The audience laughs appreciatively. But my friend Susie made me sign up for this, and she put together a routine for me, so I'm going to sing and dance. All right, do your best. Yeah, thank you. She could have dropped her spaghetti if she said, thank you, you too. The music begins to play. It's a song Aki composed for me, but there's something wrong with it. It's muffled and distorted, like it's playing from the bottom of the ocean. Thousands of beady, unblinking eyes are trained on me. They all want to see me fail. Maybe this is what I deserve. I watch Britain's Got Talent and the X Factor in the living room with Jazz sometimes, whenever they're on, and we always laugh at the crap acts. Just a tiny bit too afraid to say this word on stream. Just in case. The old woman with false teeth who can't sing. The stunt artist who trips and fall over their own feet. The comedians who can't get a single smile, let alone a laugh. Oh my god. It's just a public exercise in meanness, really. It's a way to mock and belittle those who dare to think that they have talent. But I don't think that. I know I don't have any talent. I'm just Lynn. Maybe she's really good at something she just hasn't tried yet. Plain Lynn. I didn't even have an extra E at the end of my name. And speaking of which... is she on stage with me? No, she's in the crowd. There's a girl in the audience. I recognize her. She's sitting between two dark and shadowy figures without eyes or noses or ears or mouths. In contrast, this girl's features are very sharp. Her eyes are awfully familiar. So is her nose, her mouth, her ears, her hair. She looks just like me, but she isn't me. She can't be me because I'm up here and she's down there. Lynn? With an E? The music continues. I stand there feeling stupider and stupider with every passing second. I sweat makeup. Animal fat rolls off my skin in gobbets. Man, Hime really knows how to write some, like, how to make simple sentences interesting sometimes. The audience are getting restless. They start calling out to me. I can't hear what they're saying. I'm glad too, but I get the general gist. They stamp their shadowy feet. They point with their shadowy fingers. They shout with their shadowy mouths. Get off the stage! She's not doing anything! What a waste! A waste. I really am a waste. I feel faint. I think I'm going to collapse until a strange scuttling sensation begins to creep. No, not just creep. Caress my body. The touch is almost intimate, but in such an incredibly wrong way it makes the hair stand up at the back of my neck. What's happening? There are feelers all over my body, or maybe they're not feelers. Could they instead be legs? Yes, legs, that's what they are. Legs for days. Hundreds upon hundreds of tiny insectile legs. They trail down to the small of my back. They probe the dark crevice of my belly button. They squirm against the insides of my thighs. Oh. They're everywhere, all of them. Horrible, horrible monsters. My body is crawling with dozens upon dozens of millipedes. Where did they come from? Where do they go? Where did they come from? Millipede Joe. I don't know if I'll ever find out. The audience are laughing. The sound threatens to burst my eardrums. I have very narrow ear canals. Mom said it was a medical condition. Runs in the family. Is this really does this hinder you in any way if you have this? I can't deal with all of this. These disgusting, filthy, horrible creatures. I try to bat them away, brush them off. A few millipedes fall from my thighs. They land upside down on the wooden stage, their legs squirming pathetically in the air. Hundreds upon hundreds of legs. I step on them. They burst, leaking black insect fluid all over the wooden stage. Wait, is it called insect fluid? Millipedes are adorable. Well, maybe a little bit disturbed, this Prater, but the audience laughs harder. They're pounding their feet against the floor. The stage seems to shake. Why are they enjoying this much? What did I do wrong? No matter how many millipedes I shake off my body, yet more spawn to replace them. They're endless. They continue to wriggle and writhe, covering every inch of my body, between my toes, ugh, against my armpits, ooh, even inside my mouth. Now we're talking. I choke, gag, thousands of tiny legs, even thinner than pipe cleaners, try to prise my lips open. I can feel them wriggling against my tongue. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to vomit millipedes all over the stage. Everybody's going to see. Maybe this is your talent. No one else can vomit millipedes just quite like you do, Lynn without an E. They're going to laugh. Everybody except her. Not even this is good enough for you, is it, Lynn with an E? She won't laugh. She'll just watch and stare, and she won't do anything to help me. Why would she? I've never tried to be nice to her. Why would she be nice to me? We're up to 50% stress, by the way. I can't keep upright. I fall to my knees, squashing several wriggling millipedes beneath me. There are more and more of them. They're not just crawling against my skin over my brow, inside my bra. Instead, they're inside me. Ugh. Inside my mouth, beneath my eyes. Secreted away in my veins. I'm choking, drowning, I'm dying. Everybody laughs. Well, that was a nice dream, wasn't it? Hey, Lynn, you finally woke up. Good God, you look awful. Who the hell is this now? It's Fawn. Morning, Sleeping Beauty. Did you have a good night? A blink. I think I might be staring. There's somebody in the kitchen I didn't expect to see this sleepy Monday morning. Jazz being awake is unusual enough, but it's the person sitting beside her that really makes me stare. It's a woman with dark skin and shockingly pink hair. Her face is comprised almost 50% of metal. Oh, come on. She has enough piercings to set off the security system in any airport across the world. Can't even count the number of piercings she has. They are probably almost definitely more than that I can't see. Think she has a nipple piercing? This woman is called Fawn, short for Yvonne. Oh, so it's Vaughn rather than Fawn. Thought she would be a weird, like, German, dark-haired, pink No, dark skinned, pink haired German girl type. She's Jazz's older kind of creepy friend. Maybe kind of creepy. Vaughn hardly ever comes over. Dad doesn't like her. He thinks she's bad company. I'm not sure if I agree or not. Vaughn is pretty cool, but she's also rather scary. I think I last saw Vaughn 4 months ago. She said she'd become a Wiccan. So, a witch, I guess. She asked me if I wanted her to read my palm. I don't really believe in palm reading, but Vaughn is very, very convincing, and I was a little afraid that if she saw the imminent end of my life in my hands, it might come true. Hey there, Vaughn. I give her a shy little wave. Vaughn laughs. I don't know if I want to impress her or try to hide from her. The two conflicting emotions war inside my head. It's probably why I'm clinging to the side of the kitchen door like a lizard. It's bad enough that I just got out of bed, but I'm still wearing my pajamas. My hair's all messed up too. And what's new with you? Jazz is right, you don't look so hot. Oh, thank you. Nothing really, just bad dreams. Yeah, must have been pretty awful. You look like a zombie. Thank you. Thank you, you too. Coming from a woman like Vaughn, I think that might count as some sort of compliment. Maybe? Is it because of exams? I hear you have your GCSEs in a few weeks. It could be, it's a little stressful. Gotta be hard being the smart one of the family. Oh, not really. You're smarter than me. Well, that's not exactly hard, is it? Hey, don't be a bitch. Jazz tries to give Vaughn a shove, but Vaughn avoids her easily. Being quite heavily pregnant, with a round stomach like a cannonball, Jazz can't really count it. She's 6 months pregnant! That's not a cannonball yet! All she can do is tut. And why aren't you at school, little miss? It's gone 9. It's study leave. Oh, I remember that. You always get study leave around the last month of year 11, huh? Yeah. That takes me back. It's been so long I almost forgot. I meant to stay at home and study, I guess. That's why I made my pajamas. I don't need to get dressed yet. At least I didn't think I did. If I'd known Vaughn was coming over, I might have cleaned up myself up a bit. Well, don't stay up too late. You'll get panda eyes. Some girls really want that, though. Despite being so scary looking, Vaughn's actually pretty nice. She did let Jazz crash on the sofa for a few weeks after that whole debacle with Dad. Then again, Jazz did get knocked up at a party Vaughn held at the house with all her weird goth friends. So maybe she felt responsible? Whatever. I don't really understand Jazz's relationship with Vaughn, or how they became friends in the first place, but it's not my place to pry. All I know is Jazz and Vaughn have been friends for almost 6 years. Vaughn's 27, I think, so they must have met when Jazz was 13 and she was 21? That's, again, like, kind of weird. Like, the age gap between 13 and 21. A little bit too high. Just a tiny bit. It's a bit weird, but they've always gotten on pretty well. I don't think they're dating, but Jazz likes to make jokes. I'm pretty sure they're nothing more than jokes, but with Jazz it can't be hard to tell. I glance at the bread bin. The plastic bag of Warp Burton's half and half is all but empty, with only 2 slices remaining. Again? As I thought they're the crusts. Thanks, Jazz. Thanks, Vaughn. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not hungry anyway. I sigh, closing the bread bin with a dull thud. Jazz blinks. Don't you want to eat anything? No, I'm fine. You get sick if you don't eat. You're already so tiny. I'll be alright. Memories of my dreams still linger at the corners of my mind. I'm afraid that if I put any food into my mouth, it'll suddenly transform into a squirming mass of spindly legs. Ugh, I still feel sick. I need to get out of here. The kitchen is stifling. I'm actually going to see Susie. Are you going to study together? Something like that. Alright, whatever. Nice. Thanks for asking that if you don't really care. Jess gives me a lazy wave, her free hand resting against the bulge of her belly. She always seems to have one hand pressed against her belly nowadays. Maybe she's trying to communicate with the alien life form growing slowly inside her. Or maybe she's trying to stop it from bursting out. It's not a chest burst, it's a baby. That's a scary thought. Even scarier than Vaughn. Have a good one, Lynn. Don't stay out too late. If Dad gets back and you're not here, he'll go ballistic. I know. No, only too well. Did it happen before? Oh God, I'm so tired. I'm very sorry. Oh. We are sorry to announce that the train departing for platform 2 to London Waterloo is delayed by approximately... I was wrong, actually. Whenever there's like an announcement at the train station, like at least 50% must be weird gibberish that no one can understand. At least that's how it is in Germany. Whenever they make an announcement, you just can't make out what they're saying. I heave a sigh and glance at the electronic display board. The train times blink up bright orange against black. Susie lives a couple of stops away. It should only take 5 minutes to get there, give or take, but there's some kind of hold up. None of the trains are running on time. If it takes 5 minutes by train... Oh, come on, how long can it take by bike then? 20? Ride a bike! For London, that's actually pretty rare. People always joke that it'll be the end of the world before trains start arriving on time, but the trains and buses in London are pretty punctual. Even when they aren't, there are so many other trains and buses that follow similar routes, it doesn't really matter. I wonder if somebody threw themselves onto the track. Yeah, that's like the regular thought you have whenever your train is delayed, or someone must have killed themselves again. When there's a big delay like this, that's usually the case. It's a fact of life I've been aware of ever since I was 5. Lynn is a little bit disturbed. It's actually kind of depressing. It's always the next train, green station. Yeah, exactly, Blue. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, you can't really tell what they're trying to say. I frown, tapping my foot against the platform. A bag of chipsticks rolls past me, bounces in the breeze. Packaging glimmers in the sun. There are enough bins around. Why do people litter? Are they really that compelled to cause petty crimes? Oh well, it's got nothing to do with me. Not my problem. Pours the oil in the sink. Oh god. I glance up and down the platform again. It's a lot quieter than it usually is. Managed to miss rush hour. The businessmen I'm so used to are already at work. There are just a handful of stragglers like me, mostly dressed in casual clothes. Most of the pedestrians milling about, glancing at the train times, seem to be around my age. Probably in year 11 too. We're all on study leave until the beginning of June. And speaking of people my age, gotta be Lynn with an E. It is Lynn with an E. I see a girl. A very familiar girl. When are we gonna start killing her to wear her skin? Or maybe we're just gonna, like, cut off her hair or something? Like, what's it called? Scalping, right? And then wear it on our head? Steal her clothes? I'm sure we're gonna assault this girl, by the way. Like, this is my prediction for this game. We're gonna kill her. A girl who looks a lot like me, but at the same time decidedly isn't. She was in my dream last night, watching me with cold and impersonal eyes while I squirmed. She looks tidy and presentable as per usual. Her black hair is neat and straight. She's wearing casual clothes, but she manages to make them look sophisticated like a model in a fashion magazine. I wonder how expensive her clothes are. They probably cost much, much more than mine. Lynn's inferiority complex is getting tedious a little bit, I have to say. Lynn, with an E, catches me staring and blinks. She looks at me, tilting her head to one side. Is she going to come over? Does she want to say hello? Maybe hello with an E? I hope she doesn't. I'd rather swallow a sewing needle than speak to her. Never talked to Lynn in school. Certainly don't want to talk to her outside of it. Why is she at the train station at this time anyway? She doesn't have any friends to visit. How would you know? I know because she's been in the same phone group as me since year 7. Maybe Miss Madley thought we'd get along since we look so similar, and I've never seen her talk to anyone. Oh god, shit, no, she's not real. She's not real, she's a figment. She's what we want to be, but can't, because we suck. I bet one of these girls doesn't exist. Yeah, Emil, you were more on the ball than I was, I think. She just sits by herself, staring out into space. Not that she seems to mind. What a weird girl. Really can't stand her. In fact, I think I hate her. But I've said it already, haven't I? Yeah, you're a little bit of a... I said it before, but you're a little bit of a cunt, Lynn. I just can't believe it. No one else has acknowledged Lynn without an E. Oh, no, wait. The school teacher acknowledged Lynn without an E. But that could just be Lynn making it up to cope. Sissy sits on the edge of her bed, clutching a pink, heart-shaped pillow tightly to her chest. Sissy's chest is bigger than mine. Maybe that's why she's so popular. Sometimes when I look at Susie, I can't help but feel jealous. Is there anyone you'd like? She's not just bustier than me, she's prettier too. Her clothes are nicer, her parents are richer. Susie's bedroom is really, really cute. It's pale pastel pink with a few stuffed toys lying on the bed and a rose-shaped rug on the floor. Susie's bedroom is a little childish in a way, but I think it suits her. Must make a perfect bedroom backdrop her live streams. What does she do during her streams anyway? Does she talk in Japanese and do cute dances? I don't know. I don't really want to know either. But Susie's expression right now isn't very cute. She's angry about something. Positively fuming. Seething, one could say. How could Aki ask me to do that? That's so degrading. What? What are you supposed to suck on? What did he want you to do? Oh, all kinds of things. Like, you know, stuff on webcam, this and that. Susie grips the pillow even tighter. Ugh. I don't know much about online relationships, or offline relationships for that matter, so my advice might not be that useful, but you're not even old enough, right? Old enough for what exactly here? Like that matters. Get with the times, Lynn. Am I really that outdated? It's not my fault. It's hard to keep up with the current trends when I don't have a laptop. Not like Susie. There's a computer in our house, but it's an old and boxy from the 2000s. It takes forever to start up and the internet connection is always guttering on and off. Only ever used it for homework. Certainly never used it to try and have an illicit relationship with an Asian boy, man rather, on the other side of the world. Jazz would find out, or worse, Dad, and how embarrassing would that be? But it doesn't sound like Susie wants an illicit relationship either. I don't know much about it, but wouldn't doing things on a webcam sounds a bit sad, doesn't it? It can be kind of hot, but we were certainly never taught about it in sex ed. The fact that he wants to do it with her when she's 15, like, that's the odd part. Well, yeah, there's nobody actually there, so you need to imagine a bit. Are we having this conversation right now? To be fair, it seems Susie also used her internet for homework. Thank you, Desperado. At least I have a good imagination. Susie throws the pillow to one side and adjusts her pigtails. She strikes a pose. I'm everybody's cute little sister, Suzume. Oh god, that's a stage name. Can you really call it that when she doesn't perform on a stage? Her stage is her bedroom. Oh shit, she's an actual cam girl, isn't she? What if none of these girls are real and they're just all split personalities of mine? Maybe I'm pregnant. I clap politely all the same. I don't know why, I feel obliged. When you do that, you sound like a completely different person. It's part of the act, everyone loves it. Susie rolls her eyes. I think she's wearing false eyelashes and circle lenses. Everything about Susie seems a little too big and not entirely real. It's like watching an actress on TV. I thought Aki was different, but maybe he only likes me because of Suzume too. But he's writing new music. Yeah, not for free. Guys don't help cute young girls out for free. They don't? Of course not. People are always thinking about themselves. What pictures did you send him? Not that I'm much better. I mean, I'm using him too. Susie sighs. There are strings attached. You mean you have to do this and that? Yeah, this and that. And we all know this is this and that is that. Susie lies down on the bed and stares up at the ceiling. She must be musing up her pigtails, but she doesn't seem to care. Mussing up her pigtails even. The cute little sister Suzume is gone. Now it's just Susie. Was always just Susie. Always has been. I don't mind playing around with him that much, I guess. Can be kind of fun and I like the attention, but I don't know. You can go too far. Did he make you feel uncomfortable? Yeah, I mean, I'm on... Whoa. I'm on my period. What do you want to do, you know, intimate things? Susie makes little quotation marks with her fingers. I guess there's a limit to how intimate moments can really be when you're separated by 1,000 miles of ocean. When I'm bleeding profusely and my stomach hurts. I look down at my thighs, I start to blush. Did he want to see? Yeah, he always asks to see. I said I didn't wanna and he was so insistent, I was like, whatever. If it'll make you shut up, I don't really care, but it's gross, you know? Susie pulls a face. I felt fine at the time, I think. I don't know, I didn't really feel good, but whatever. He seemed to be enjoying himself, and I told myself it was fine as so long as one of us did, but... Susie bites her lower lip. It's very soft and shivery. She must be wearing lip gloss. I don't know, when I woke up this morning, I felt kind of... Can't explain it. Dirty? Maybe... I wouldn't really call her a slut because she's being used by an older man, but... That must be what she's feeling. Like, that's a problem. She holds a pillow even closer to her chest. She's still staring up at the ceiling. Her hair fans out about the bed like a halo. What's wrong with her, though? She must know that this isn't supposed to be happening. I didn't want to do it, so why did I agree to it? The fucking magic, I don't know. Why did I let him push me around like that? I think she said it herself earlier. She lacks the attention, but that's, again, another problem she needs to fix. I'm not a pushover. I'm good at sticking up for myself usually, so I don't get it. He wasn't even here. It wasn't like he could make me do anything. There was nothing he could have done, really. Maybe you felt like you had to... Why do you say that? Well, he is a lot older than you, and hasn't he been doing you all these favors? He bought you a lot of expensive clothes. Wait, is Lynn trying to gaslight her or something? Yeah, gas, that's what I thought maybe, I think. He did a lot for me, so... What happened to the horror? This is horrible for me, at least, right now, Minimoto. Like, traversing through this minefield while streaming is the most horror I could have subjected myself to today. Susie shakes her head. There's also one scene coming up that I know about because I took a look at the Steam discussions for this, and someone asked if this game was okay to stream. So I know that there's a particular scene coming up, and I won't be as shocked as people watching me, most likely, but Susie shakes her head. That's dumb. I don't owe him anything. I don't think so either. Especially not when I'm on my period. No way. Guys are stupid. They don't understand how girls feel. Shouldn't you feel flattered I'm going out with him at all? I have to admit, I'm not a fan of all this teenage drama. The thing is, it's not quite teenage drama when it's about the dude trying to get cyber sex with a teenage girl on a period. Whatever. Susie suddenly gets to her feet. She throws her heart-shaped pillow at her bed, hits the headboard with a dull thud, and falls limply against a pale pink mattress. I'm sure that's a euphemism. I didn't bring you here to talk about boring shit like this. Absolutely boring. Your Japanese pedophile boyfriend? Fucking boring. Let's talk about something else, please. The Jeremy Kyle show, if possible. Then you're going to be my camera woman for the day, alright? What will I film? Alright? I've been practicing a dance lately. It's pretty popular. Is it the... No. Should be able to rack up a decent amount of views on Nico Nico if I record it. I want to do it outside too. Oh wow, like she's doing the real thing though. Outside? Yeah, outside. You got a problem with that? Not really, but I've been Susie's camera woman for the last few months, ever since she started to gain some serious traction online. It's a very lucrative business. Not. Susie learns the dances, puts on a cute outfit, and then go out into a back garden. Susie performs while I film her, trying to stop my hands shaking with an old Canon camera that used to belong to her dad. Susie's dad goes bird watching sometimes. There's an abundance of old unused cameras lying around Susie's house. She makes good use of them. But I've never filmed Susie beyond the boundaries of a back garden. Apparently it's stressful for me to step outside. Are you sure this is fine? Yeah, it's fine. I have no problems with it. Videos are more popular if they're done in public, like at the park. The scenery is nicer. These kind of videos usually get more views. You can pull people in on shock factor too. Like, I did this cute anime dance in public. Oh my goodness. Guess Susie's done her research. Beyond her little sister Suzume persona, Susie's pretty calculating. She'll do almost anything to boost her views and increase her fan base. I'm impressed, but if you dance outside, people will stare at you. So what? A few stares won't kill me. They might insult you. I can deal with it. What if they throw things? Oh, come on, this is going a little bit too far. People don't throw things in Hyde Park. It would be respectable. I feel like pointing out that most young girls don't dance to cute Japanese songs in Hyde Park either, but I don't. Instead, I say, my voice unpleasantly whiny even to my own ears. Susie. Hey, don't you Susie me. You're not the one who has to dance. I am. They won't say anything mean to you. Oh, look at that fool holding the camera over there, filming the cute girl doing the anime dance. Oh, I laugh at her. But you don't have to. I do. It'll be good for my career. I'm trying to make money out of this. It's not all fun and games, Lynn. I can deal with it. After talking to Aki yesterday, I've had it up to here. Susie gestures to her neck. With gross guys? If anybody's rude to me, I'll make them regret it. I'm not sure how Susie will make them regret it exactly. She's taller than me, but she's not that tall. And she's so skinny too. But Susie's quite fierce. For a few moments, she has me convinced. She's dating a guy who's in his 30s. She must know what she's doing. Yeah, that's the definition of a woman that knows what she's doing. A teenage girl dating a dude in his 30s. These are the types of girls that always know what they're getting into. Right? I'm going to grow big and popular. I'm lying on my bed, not doing anything in particular, just staring at the ceiling. I should probably be studying, but I can't even bring myself to look at my textbooks. The mere thought of cracking them open makes me feel ill. So I don't look at them. Keep staring at the ceiling. I think about Susie. I think about Aki. I think about Jazz. I even think about Jazz's unborn baby. I wonder what she's going to call him. Jazz had a scan a while back. The doctor said her baby was going to be a boy. I asked Jazz if she was going to name her baby after Dad, and Jazz let out this colossal snort and rolled her eyes so far back into her skull, I thought they'd fall out. I didn't press the issue, but I decided to take that as a no. Our house is cramped enough as it is. There are only 2 bedrooms. Mom and Dad in one, Jazz and I in the other. I never had a room on my own. I envy Susie, who has such a nice big bedroom filled with things. She's an only child. She doesn't have any brothers or sisters to worry about. I'm sure Susie's parents have more than enough room in their house to slaughter in a newborn baby. But I can't ask them to take in Jazz's kid. I don't think Susie's parents like me very much, let alone my bastard baby brother. What? It's your nephew, isn't it? It's not your baby brother. It still leaves one question. Where would the baby go? Where will he fit? And what will Dad say when the baby's been born? He won't be able to pretend Jazz isn't pregnant then. Not when the evidence is staring him right in the face. Will he lose his temper? What if he makes a scene at the hospital? What if he starts shouting at Jazz? I can hardly bear to think about it. Maybe I shouldn't think about it. I don't want to, but... Lynn, are you busy? There's a dull knock against my bedroom door. It's Dad. Lynn, are you busy? Lynn, answer. What are you doing? Is there a boy in there? Did you bring a boyfriend, Lynn? That's what I would do if I was I'm saying if I was a father. That's what I will do in about 15 years' time. I'm gonna knock on my daughter's door every 10 minutes to check if she's alone in there. Lynn! Hey, Lynn! He knocks again. He isn't knocking very loudly, but I know Dad well enough to know that this could become violent at any given second. I sit up, brushing my fingers from my hair, and hasten to answer him. I'm free, you can come in. The door handle turns, the lock clicks. I swallow. Dad stands at the doorway in all his glory. Well, he's not wearing pants? He's a huge hulking figure, over 6 feet tall with broad shoulders and hands large enough to crush whole walnuts. When I was a little girl, I couldn't imagine there existed anybody bigger than him. I was wrong. Dad isn't even that tall, not compared to other people. He's a little above average, I guess, and the muscles he's developed through years of manual labor add to his intimidating physique, but there are bigger men. But I don't live with any men like that, and even if I did, I haven't learned to be scared of them. Not in the same way I've learned to be scared of Dad. More stress. Fuck me. This game just reminds me how many have trashed lives without any goal in their mind, with zero thinking of future. Wow, Lightning Hand, you're throwing mad shade there. Hey, Lynn. But Dad doesn't look very intimidating right now. He lingers in the doorway, his face strangely guilty, like he expects to get scolded. Can I come in? Sure. I scoot to one side of my bed, opening up a space for Dad to take a seat. He does so, but not before closing the door behind him. Though we should most likely save just in case. Like, we crash or something. My fingers curl into fists against my better judgment. I wonder why. Self-defense? You're not cross with me, are you? I'm not cross. Why? Been a bit quiet lately and you hardly said anything at dinner. Hardly ate anything either. Oh. I didn't think he'd noticed. Thought he was too busy listing all of Jazz's faults and flaws. Rude, ungrateful, careless, irresponsible, inconsiderate, prideful. The list goes on and on. I wasn't hungry. Are you sure? I think you've lost a bit of weight lately. Really? Your cheeks are hollowing out. You look like a little skeleton. Maybe it's true. Suffered from nightmares for as long as I can remember. Been growing more and more pronounced lately. The nightmare last night about the stage show and the insects was rather tame in comparison. How can I be expected to eat after such awful dreams? I'm fine, really. I'm not hungry, that's all. You're not on some kind of diet, are you? Shake my head. Good. Not a girl, but I know you're all into silly stuff like that. Jazz was the same at your age, but now... Dad grits his teeth together. For a few moments I worry he's going to explode, but then he exhales heavily and his posture relaxes. That's not important. We're not talking about Jazz. Let's talk about you. Seems like an actually kind of okay dad, I guess. Like if he still worries about his other daughter while one of them is about to bring out a baby. There's much to talk about, really. Nonsense. You're my little girl. I really am little compared to Dad. I don't see how my littleness makes me any more interesting, but I keep quiet. It's best to keep quiet around Dad. Fucking hell. Your exams are coming up. Nervous? A bit. Well, it's normal to be nervous. I was nervous when I had my exams too. It's part of being a kid. He ruffles the top of my head with a big calloused hand. Feels like I'm being mauled by crap. You'll be fine though, Lynn. You've been studying, haven't you? Glance at my bedside table, stacked high with Jazz's old textbooks that I haven't bothered to open. I swallow. She swallows a lot. I don't know what hurts more, Dad's large hand on the top of my head or the weight of his expectations. Yeah, I've been studying. Good girl, so long as you try your best, that's all I can ask for. I'll try. But I know I don't mean it. Is that what you were doing with Susie today? Love? Studying? Yeah? That's nice. I knew she was a good influence. Glad you hang out with the right sort of kids, Lynn. Not like Jazz. She's always going off with that awful blonde girl, though. She's so much older than you, Jazz. I should have been strict. I told her off enough times, but Jazz doesn't listen. She doesn't, does she? Never has done, never will. Even when I shout at her, it makes me wonder what the point of it all is. He sighs. What kind of father am I if I can't even discipline my own children? I don't think anybody could discipline Jazz. She's a law unto herself. My wry comment brings a smile to Dad's lips. It's rare that I see Dad smile, but when he does, it's usually around me. I'm not trying to boast, just how things are. Maybe that's a talent. Jazz never makes Dad smile. She makes him shout and spit in rage. Right, totally right. You're often right, Lynn. I don't know. I do. Don't sell yourself short. I was like Jazz when I was her age. Thought I knew best. Never listened to anybody, least of all my parents. I was a shithead. Made a lot of mistakes when I was raising Jazz. So did Mary. I want to make the same mistakes with you. I want you to study hard. I want you to get a good job. I want you to make something of yourself. You know that, don't you, sweetie? Oh god, the expectations. All of a sudden my throat feels dry. My head pulsates. Full of millipedes in my mind, dear wife. Is my mind. Dear wife? Oh, I think that's from Shakespeare, Macbeth. Okay, sorry. I'm uncultured. Like a swine. We were studying it in school. At least I remember something. Too bad all the things I remember are completely worthless. Why am I telling you this? You're a good girl, a smart girl. You might not be great at maths or science, but I know you'll ace English for sure. Your English teacher always said nice things about you at parents' evening. That ruffles the top of my head. You'll do alright, love. I have faith in you. You'll make your old man proud. Jazz never did, but you're different. I hope you don't let me down. Wow, what a thing to say. What a thing to say. I sigh softly. Vague noises escape from my lips. Okay. Hardly sound intelligent, but at least I'm sentient. I know I still exist. It's the middle of the night and the lights are dim and the sky is filled with stars, but I still exist. I don't need to find proof of my own worth from strangers or on the internet like Susie does. I don't extort older men for clothes and shoes and accessories online while pretending to be somebody I'm not. I don't want to. I don't think any man, no matter how desperate, would want to go out with me either. I've never been good at playing pretend, not like Susie. When we were little kids, Susie was always the one who created the complicated backstories of our dolls or divvied up the roles when we played being happy families. Never had much of a model to go on. I gasp. I tip my head back. My head is wedged beneath my head and it hurts a little. It tugs at my scalp whenever I shift, but I try to ignore it. Nobody else wants me, no man or woman, then I can at least want myself. Since I share a bedroom with Jazz, I don't often get a chance to do this. Might as well make the most of it. Jazz is still out. I don't know what she's doing or where she is, but she's probably with Vaughn. Dad was livid when he discovered Jazz still wasn't back home by 11 o'clock. Dad tried to keep his voice down, but I could hear him murmuring angrily to Mum in their room. That girl has no sense of respect. I'll wring her neck when she gets back. The walls in our house are thin. I can hear everything from my bedroom. I can hear the wind rattling my window pane. I can hear the faulty taps in the bathroom. I can hear the humming of the fridge downstairs. Sometimes I can hear the springs of Mum's and Dad's bed creaking. Why is the stress not increasing? I wish I couldn't. When we were younger, Jess and I used to giggle about it. Jess giggled about it and then went on to tell me about where babies come from and exactly what Mum and Dad were doing in excruciating detail. I told Jess she was gross. She laughed and told me I was being a baby. Jess was 9 then. I was 6. I haven't heard the springs in Mum and Dad's bedroom creaking for a while. More often than not, I just hear low, angry murmuring. Arguing. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it isn't so quiet. The house is almost quiet now, but it's a deceptive silence that contains something deeper, something darker. The wind outside. The slow, steady dripping of the bathroom taps. The sad sniffling sounds my mother makes when she sleeps. My own soft sighs. I wonder what I should think about. I don't really know. Anything about Mom and Dad. Sissy told me a little about this before. She's had boyfriends and now she's Aki, and I've had sex ed classes, but I'm not really good at this. Not good at making myself feel good. Look it up online, but there's only one shared computer in the house, and I'm too worried somebody will find out what I've been searching for. I don't know what to do, so I grope and poke ineffectually and hope for the best. That's what most men do, actually, so I think you're fine. I don't really understand my body. It's strange and alien. Whenever I shower, take a bath, I try not to look at it too much. My body makes me feel depressed. For the teenage years were meant to be the best of your life. Why then do I look so ugly? I don't just look ugly, I feel ugly. Doing this is ugly. I don't deserve to feel good. Maybe that's why it doesn't feel good. There's too much guilt attached, and awkwardness too, because my parents might wake up at any second. Maybe if I whimper beneath my breath like they do during the sex scenes in all the movies I've ever seen, it'll feel good. But the sex scenes in movies are all staged. Even if they weren't, they usually involve at least 2 people, and there's only one of me. There'll only ever be one of me. Oh god, is Lynn with an E gonna join? I'll always be alone. No attractive men will try to proposition me online. They'll never buy me expensive gifts in exchange for long, drawn-out, loveless cyber sex. No boys will try to get me drunk at parties, fuck me in one's bedroom, then leave me without giving a name or their phone number. No guy will want to hold my hand or kiss my lips or say that he loves me because, according to Susie, romance is dead and I shouldn't hope for too much in this day and age. Jesus Christ. Why else do you think so many guys watch me when I live stream? It's because they're lonely. She knows. She knows us. Guys, pack it up. She knows us too well. Maybe everybody's lonely. Isn't that why I'm doing this? I don't know. It doesn't make me feel better. I sound unconvincing. Yeah, I really do, because I'm like... Again, the minefield. My soft gasps are hollow and empty and devoid of emotion. I must look so stupid. I feel stupid. Me too. I'm supposed to be the smart one. If I was more like her. But why am I thinking about that? I tense. My fingers spasm. That could be a good thing. My back arches. But not because I've managed to achieve climax or anything like that. I don't know what that feels like. Susie says it feels good. I'll take a word for it. Susie lost her virginity at the start of this school term. Jesus Christ. She's only 15. That's young. Not just young. It's illegal. What if the boy... Wait, I don't need to know, but what if the boyfriend was 15 too? Let's just assume it wasn't another 30-year-old, because that would be incredibly depressing, but... It's especially shocking considering Susie is supposed to be a good girl who comes from a nice and normal family. Her dad watches birds and her mother translates manuals for assembling TVs and kitchen cupboards. I don't think they ever argue. They don't seem like they're arguing sorts. But Susie still lost her virginity when she was 15, so maybe that's a normal thing that girls do? I think Jazz was around that age too. But I haven't. I'd never held hands with a boy, let alone kissed one. Let alone anything else. Maybe I shouldn't try to think about guys. It's not really working. It just makes me feel even more aware of just how alone I am. We're gonna start thinking of Lynn in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A girl then? Should I think about a girl? Susie? No, not Susie, Shiozaki. Then... what about the other me? The Lynn with the extra E, whose name would be worth more points than mine on a Scrabble board. Does she know how to do this properly? I doubt it. She's so prim and proper. She never talks to anyone in class. When we learned about sex in class, she faced forwards and looked attentive enough, but in this kind of distant way. You know, for someone that says that you hate her, you're very perceptive about what she's doing. Like it had nothing to do with her. Like she was never ever going to have sex with any boy. Not like I can judge. I bet I'll never ever have sex with a boy either. Going to die sad and alone. I hope Lynn does too. God. Wouldn't be fair if she has a better love life than me. She's already prettier than me and smarter and her family's richer than mine. Why does she have to take everything I want? It's not fair. Maybe it's because she comes from a better household than I do. Lynn with an E's shoes are never scuffed, and the pleats of her skirt are always crisp and neatly ironed. Could I look pretty like her if I tried? I don't know. Thinking about it, Lynn does have quite a nice body. I wonder what it would feel like if she touched me. Yeah, there had to be a reason why she doesn't want a boyfriend, or was never interested in men, I guess. I think our Lynn is a little bit unusual, but in a good way. If she kissed me, if her tongue was inside my mouth, what would that feel like? Work my fingers around slowly, tracing circles in an intimate place I'm a little too embarrassed to actually name. I've never tried thinking about a girl like this before, least of all Lynn with an E. It's strange. Maybe that's why I'm a little louder than usual. But I can't be loud. The walls are too thin, I don't want my parents to hear me. It's starting to feel good and I'm getting kind of wet and I lost some stress! Nice! I'm losing a lot of stress! Lynn, what on earth are you doing? That's not what you should be asking when you walk in on someone. More stress. For a few moments I forgot about being quiet. The thought goes out of my head altogether. It's hard to be quiet when your big sister's standing in the doorway of your shared bedroom, looking at you with evident amusement, with one hand resting against a large pregnant belly. Jess! I pull my hand away from between my thighs like I've been burned. I think I'm burning. No! Oh god. My face is red raw. It's a good thing I still have the covers pulled up around me, but it should have been obvious what I was doing. What? With the covers? Huh? How does this work? I could ninja jerk off with my covers over me. Like no one would be able to tell. I could hold a conversation. I could be doing it. I'm not sure if I can say this, but I could be doing it right now. You could have knocked. Sorry, I didn't know you'd be doing that while I was gone. Always seemed like such a good girl. Maybe this girl just needs to just talk to a boy. Yeah, lightning hand. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Oh god. Oh god. Jess snickers, okay? She looks wickedly amused, like she's seen something hilarious. Like I'm hilarious. Who would ever take me seriously anyway? Even when trying to slick it. Oh god, my face burns. Yeah, all of that stress we just dropped is coming back. I pull my duvet about me tightly, wrap it around my body like a shield. Wish I could kid myself it's an invisibility cloak, but Jazz's eyes are still boring into me. Urgh. I can hear Dad shifting around in his sleep in my parents' room. The springs of the old mattress that needed replacing 10 years ago creak. I hold my breath waiting, but after that he falls silent. The soft sound of his snoring permeates the house once more. The tap in the bathroom continues to drip. At least it didn't wake him up. Jazz shuts the bedroom door behind with a soft thud. Is he mad at me? Oh, come on, just give me 2 minutes to calm down first. Live it. Thought so. Why were you out so late anyway? I was at Vaughn's. We're watching Saw. Why Saw? Because it's awesome. I don't think Saw is something pregnant women should be watching. You should put a warning on it, like alcohol or cigarettes. The baby might be born all messed up. Is that how serial killers are made? I just meant to watch the first one, I swear, but then Vaughn brought out the second and third, and I kind of wanted to marathon them. I've never watched a single Saw movie, but I think I know what they're about. Didn't you worry what Dad would say? A bit, but I didn't want to think about that. She's 19. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. I'm an adult. I should be allowed to do what I want. And you want to watch Saw? Yep. It's not even Halloween. But I got the fright of my life when I came back, let me tell you. Oh god, you're horrible. Jess snickers again. I'm just teasing, don't take it too hard. You're a healthy young girl, it's perfectly normal you'd want to enjoy yourself a little. Shut up. Don't look so huffy, I'm a girl too, I know what it's like. Be quiet. Jess smirks. You did sound a bit like a dying cow. Wow. It's not like she has like self-confidence issues already. Jasmine. I want to shout at her, but I can't risk waking Dad. Dad gets angry enough as it is, without being roused in the middle of the night. And I hate to think what he would say to Jess once he sees she's back. All I can do is whisper angrily instead. I'm mad Jess has taken away even my right to be angry, but I've never been very good at expressing myself. Well, I'm just saying. You don't have to say. Well, sorry for trying to give you some advice. Would you rather it come from me than a future boyfriend? Never going to have a boyfriend. Well, your legs are getting kind of hairy. What? Don't talk about my body like that. Hey, don't sweat it. I'm not exactly rocking a bikini body here either. The secondhand embarrassment is unreal. Yeah. Jess pets her stomach. I pout in return and Jess laughs. She ruffles my hair. Don't worry, Lynn. It's just between you and me. I won't tell anyone. Really? Yeah, although... What? Jess prods me in the cheek. You were pulling some weird fucking faces. It looked like you'd been possessed. It was actually pretty scary. My face burns bright red with shame. What? Many mode. I don't know. I heard it's hard to find boys interested in intercourse with women. Yeah, they're a dime a dozen, aren't they? Like, you have to look really hard to find a man that actually wants to do it with a woman. Everything's made out of concrete. The walls, the floor, the ceiling. It's all dull and drab and grey. Mold sprouts in the corners of the room. It's dark black in the center, but pales around the edges to a soft, almost pastel blue. The mold would be almost pretty, I guess, if the rest of this place, whatever this place is, wasn't so horribly cold and dank and dark. I shift uncomfortably. My behind hurts. Cold leaks through the back of my trousers. My thighs are turning into ice. Why am I sitting down in a place like this? Where in the world am I? I try to get to my feet, but my feet aren't real. A sharp wave of pain spikes from my right leg. It feels like something inside me has jammed. Am I dreaming about Saw now? What happened? I look down, blinking, half afraid of what I might find, and a soft pained moan escapes from my lips. My right leg is bent at an awkward angle. It snapped just beneath the knee like a tree branch in a thunderstorm. Sticks out sickly, uncanny, and unnatural to the right. Much, much too far to the right. Is my bone piercing through my skin? It feels like it. It hurts. I didn't realize just how much it hurt, but that's because I didn't realize it was broken so badly. Not until I saw it with my own eyes. But that doesn't make any sense. Why didn't it hurt before? Even if I couldn't see it, I should have been able to feel it. Maybe it was the shock of being in such a strange environment? Or maybe it was broken before I examined it? I wonder idly if some invisible force, a ghost or a ghoul or a phantom, took my leg between its spectral hands and split it in the millisecond it took for me to glance down. I don't know. I don't know anything. I bite my lower lip. My face is draining of color. I probably look like a mushroom. How did that happen? How is any of this happening? I turn to the right, to the left. I'm in a square-shaped room. There are exits all around me, but with my broken leg, there's no way I can escape. I can see a recess further back, beyond an open door. Should be a stairwell there, but there isn't. There's nothing. The place where the stairs should be is completely empty. How do you know where the stairs should be? Gone. Gore and porn. Is it not the term for extremely overdone gore? I've never heard that before. Gone. It's just a vast yawning crevice. There are no stairs. Why are there no stairs? I've tried to shimmy my way down there, even without a broken leg. I think I'd end up broken in all sorts of other places upon landing. Ah, I see you're awake. Oh. His voice is slow but distinctly female. Oh. The voice echoes around the four walls of this drab, grey, mold-ridden room over and over again. It's gotta be Lynn with an E. You're awake, wake, wake. Sounds like an accusation. A shiver runs down my spine. The air in here is colder than liquid nitrogen. Actually, give me a quick second. I need to, no, this one. Wait, where is it? This one. I need to check how much recording space I still have. I didn't expect this game to take this long. Okay, still have enough. Okay. Okay, give me a second. It took quite a while for you to come to, you poor baby. The woman's voice sounds concerned, but something about it sets my teeth on edge. I don't trust it. I don't trust her. Where is she? I can't see her. Search for the source of the mysterious voice and... Oh. The speaker's standing in front of me. She's kneeling just inches away, so her breath glides across my cheeks. At least it would if she wasn't wearing a mask. Where did she come from? I suppose she wasn't here before. It wasn't a body, just a voice, but voices can't exist on their own. That isn't possible. Am I going crazy? I think you went crazy a long time ago. Ow. A sharp pain spikes through my leg. My brain was so overwhelmed by this bizarre situation I forgot for a few seconds it was supposed to hurt. I'm wasting a storage space on teenage drama porn. I like these games. I like Behemoth's visual novels. Like, some of them are actually really good. It hurts more than it did before. Human legs aren't supposed to bend like this. Not at 90-degree angles. Well, if I bend my knee right now, it is at a 90-degree angle. That's what knees do. How long have you been here? Does that really matter, sweetie? You're here now and you're not going to leave. No? No, sorry. Oh, right. You might as well make yourself comfortable. You have no other choice. I can tell, despite the mask, that this woman's pretty. Her eyes are striking and her eyebrows are curved into two neat arches. Her eyebrows are pierced. Her nose is pierced too, and her ears. Wait, how can you tell that her nose is pierced when she's wearing a mask? The lights in here are dim, everything's dull and drab except for her. She's a rare, shiny object in a universe comprised of bland, repeating grays. She looks familiar. In fact, I think I recognize her. Are you Vaughn? My name doesn't matter. Her voice is a little muffled through the surgical mask, but I'm sure it's Vaughn. Looks like her at least. But what is she doing here? I think my leg's broken. Would be, sweetie. Why? Why indeed, that is the question. Her eyes harden. You shouldn't need to ask me that. The reason should be obvious. What do you mean? We thought if you were subjected to a sudden sharp shock, you might remember what it was you've done wrong. But I guess not. You really are hard-headed. Or maybe you're incapable of feeling real remorse. I'm sorry. I tried to keep my voice calm, even though sweat's starting to bead on my forehead. My leg just doesn't just ache, doesn't just hurt. It's sears. I'm sorry if I did something wrong. I swear I didn't mean to. Those are pretty words rather, yes, but I can trust them. Why not? How can I accept an apology when you don't understand why you're apologizing in the first place, dummy? But that's just my opinion. What does everybody else think? Oh, the girl who looks like Vaughn, but may or may not be Vaughn, turns her head. Is she gesturing towards an audience? It can't be. We're the only ones here. Aren't we? That's what I thought, but we're not alone. We're not alone at all. The edges of the room are crammed with people. They surround me in a circle. There are so many people I can't even see the walls anymore. It's like they've eaten the landscape around me. Termites. There are so many people calling them a mere crowd. Doesn't begin to cover it. Doesn't give any sense of scale. Most of the people in the crowd are strangers. They're so strange to me, alien in fact, that I can't tell if they have eyes or ears or noses. There are a few faces, however, that I recognize. Jazz, Susie, Mom and Dad? Why are they all standing there, watching? I try to call out to them, but I can't. The words snag in my throat. It feels like my vocal cords have been cut clean in two by a spectral pair of scissors, perhaps? Can't make so much as a squeak. My leg hurts. Hurts so badly I can hardly think. I can hardly even feel. Everything is obliterated by pain. Pain fills my skull like a thick cloud of smog. A cloud of flies. Oh dear. Seems like you really have let everybody down, dear. Her fingers caress my cheek gently. Her nails are long and sharp enough to cause serious damage. She could gouge my eyes out with those nails so easily, and she wouldn't even break a sweat. Completely at her mercy. Nobody will defend me. Nobody wants to. They stand and watch in a circle staring. They're all empty and soulless. Scarecrow people. Do they have any emotions in their hearts? Any care? Any compassion? Maybe I don't deserve it. No, do you know what people do with witches? Yeah, I think they get stitches. I'm a witch? I thought Vaughn was the witch. A self-proclaimed Wiccan. But I don't know if this woman is Vaughn, just like I don't know whether the Jazz or the Susie or the Mom or the Dad in the crowd are really Jazz or Susie or Mom and Dad. Just like I don't know if I'm the real Lynn. Is this really my body? My smashed leg feels dull and heavy. I can't move it. I don't think it belongs to me anymore. I can't twitch the toes on my right foot. I can't twitch the toes on my left foot either. Witches get burned at the stake, right? She just finally got into 2020 to 2021. Oh god. For a second I could forget, but thank you. But why? Haven't I been through enough? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. It'll be over soon. I know just how weak you are. How fragile. How easily broken. Her voice dips to a slow, senseless whisper. But it would be fun if you passed out too quickly. What? You did something wrong, sweetie, even if you don't remember it. We do. Look at all the people you've disappointed, all the people you've let down. She glances at the shadowy crowd. They stare at me, I'm blinking. The eyelids permanently open. Maybe they can't blink. Do they even have eyelids? All of a sudden, this idea sounds rather sensible. Why should people need eyelids here? They exist solely to judge me. Of course they would stare. Excuse me, I just called for my lovely assistant. Gotta be Lynn with an E. The woman who looks like Vaughn claps her hands together. When she does, a girl steps forward from the crowd. And it is... Of course it's Lynn with an E. She isn't a tall girl. Her presence is entirely average and unimposing. She's the polar opposite of this woman who reminds me of Vaughn. She's around my height, has a similar face too, the same cheeks, the same nose, the same mouth, even the same nostrils. But her leg isn't broken. She walks slowly without a limp like she has all the time in the world. Her irises are brown like mine, but they seem to stretch on forever and ever into infinity. I could be sucked up by a steady, steely gaze, like water down a drain. Just fuck me up, senpai. I know this girl. I know her, only too well. She's there all the time. Whenever I'm asleep or awake, I can't escape from her. I can never escape. Give her guest a helping hand, dear. You know what to do. Lynn nods soundlessly, with an E, Lynn, by the way, and kneels down beside me. The woman who looks like Vaughn shuffles away, giving Lynn more space to perform whatever cruel ceremony she's supposed to conduct. Lynn reaches forwards. She takes hold of both my cheeks with her hands. Her palms are cold. I shiver. Is she even alive? Her skin is so pale I'm beginning to wonder if there's any blood inside her. Maybe she doesn't have blood, but ice. That would explain why she's so cold to the touch. Her heart is like a glacial lake, completely frozen over. I want to ask her why. Why are you doing this to me? You really hate me this much? Why do you hate me? How dare you hate me? How can you stand to make me suffer when I want to make you suffer much, much more? But I can't say any of those things. My throat is swollen, no sound comes out. Lynn parts her lips slowly. She sighs. A sweet breath ruffles my fringe. Something small and white, shaped like a perfect pearl, resting on the tip of her tongue. Looks like some kind of tablet. Medicine? But I don't have enough time to wonder. Lynn's fingers dig into my cheeks a little tighter, hard enough to hurt. Her nails rake against my unprotected flesh. And then she dips her head. Her lips press against mine. I'm so surprised my eyes snap open wide. So do my lips. She slides her tongue inside my mouth, coiling it about mine, and deposits the strange alien pill inside me. This is all just a big-ass euphemism, isn't it? It tastes strange. Everything here is strange. My head swims, my whole body hurts. It isn't just my leg. I feel like I've been torn apart. Or rather, I'm being torn apart. I'm being stabbed with shards of glass over and over again. I whimper into Lynn's kiss. I don't want to swallow the tablet. I don't know what this strange medication is, but I know I can't swallow it. Yeah, why would you take experimental medication that you don't know about whatsoever? Don't! Spit it out! I won't! But Lynn doesn't draw her mouth away from mine. Her mouth is a warm cavern filled with sticky saliva. That's a euphemism. She's consuming me, devouring me. I choke. Lynn shoves her tongue even deeper into my mouth. I find myself swallowing despite myself. The small tablet slides down my throat. Tears bead in the corners of my eyes. The piercing sensation threatens to split my body in two. It feels like I'm being ripped apart. Are we losing our virginity right now? I feel like I'm not even myself anymore, but was I ever myself to begin with? Maybe there's no... oh, here we go. Maybe there is no girl called Lynn. Oh, wait, that's me. This whole time I was just a copy. A fake. I can't breathe, I can't talk, I can't think. All I can do is hurt. The crowd around me starts buzzing excitedly. Lynn observes for a few moments before she draws away. It's like she can't bear to touch me. I can smell something in the air. It's a smoky, acrid smell. The smell of burning flesh falling from the bone. Oh god, my skin is smoldering. My flesh is melting. I'm melting! The fat inside my body is bubbling. I'm hurting. I'm crying. I'm dying. My eyes start to turn to liquid inside the sockets. My eyes drip down my cheeks. Not that I have any cheeks anymore. Slowly, like syrup. Like the whites of an overcooked egg. My right leg doesn't hurt anymore. It's no longer attached to my body. I no longer have a body. But that's fine. Maybe this is what I wanted all along. Yeah, just be a ghost. Ghost blowjob! Hey Lynn, it's been a while since I last saw you in your uniform. Oh, hey Jazz. Give my sister an awkward smile. I don't want to smile awkwardly, of course. Who does? But after my dream last night, it's a little hard to act completely natural. You're right, you look kind of pale. I'm fine, I'll live. Huh, you sure? Jazz smirks and takes a bite of her toast. It's smeared with strawberry jam. Oh, I love strawberry jam. The bright red against the brown toast makes me think not of blood, but something far more sinister. What? Charred flesh. What? The thick smell of freshly toasted bread that lingers in the kitchen doesn't help. Freshly toasted bread smells amazing. Here's a top tip from a girl who failed all her GCSEs. Don't pass out in the exam hall. I won't. That's what they all say. There's always one kid who passes out every year. Always. Thank you. Is that true? I mean, it happened in my school year. There was a kid who passed out in a maths exam. I can't remember it like it was yesterday. It was pretty funny, honestly. I think Jazz is trying to lighten the mood, but she's not exactly filling me with confidence. Funny thing is, he wasn't a stupid kid, not like me. He was smart, he studied a lot. Maybe that's why... Jazz ponders. Her lips are encrusted with a fine film of toast crumbs. Maybe smart kids put too much pressure on themselves. When they don't do as well as they want, they freak out. As for me... Jazz shrugs. She smiles. I knew I was gonna fail everything, so I never really bothered. It didn't seem like there was any point in worrying. That's the right attitude, actually, but not quite, you know. Even though Dad kept pushing you? Even so, I know what my limits are. Maybe I just didn't try hard enough. I didn't try at all. You shouldn't sound so cheerful about it. I know. It pisses Dad off too. I can see why, but... Well... Dad works in construction. Mom works at a checkout. We don't come from a smart family. I'm not a smart girl. I have no illusions of greatness. That's why Dad wants us to succeed. Well, I'm plenty happy living my life without amounting to anything. Thank you very much. What about society? Society? What have they done for me recently? Well, we do live in one. And Jazz laughs. Fuck it all, it doesn't matter. Jazz sounds proud. She sounds proud about everything. Even the things she probably should be proud about. That tells Jazz she should be ashamed of herself. She isn't, though. Jazz is stronger than that. Jazz always says that she doesn't have a single ounce of shame in her body. Maybe that's a good thing. It means she doesn't have to worry. Not like me. I worry about everything. You can't drop the ball on this one, Lynn. Go and make Dad proud, and don't pass out. For your information, that kind of fucks up your chances. I'll keep it in mind. I pee into the bread bin, even though I don't want any toast. I'm worried if I have any breakfast, I'll throw it up on the train. Vomiting over a young child would be far, far worse than knocking onto them with my school bag. Doesn't matter anyway. Oh god, we're getting there, boys and girls. We're getting there. There are only crusts left. Oh my god. The only crust left is like the but no one came of this game. What? Who the fuck is an invigilator? Is it someone who oversees like the exam process or something? Never heard that word before. Alright, you may pick up your pens and open your papers. Your exam has now begun. A flurry of noise surrounds me. Hundreds, I think there are around 200 kids in my year of maths exam papers are opened up and smoothed out by manicured fingers and bitten nails alike. That's correct. Thank you, Aki. I'm a little slower to start than the rest of my peers. I jolt. It feels like a screwdriver has been inserted to the base of my neck. What am I doing? I'm doing nothing. I'm sitting here staring dumbly at the clock mounted on the wall. Our school is a little outdated. We do our exams in this old gym hall that hasn't been refurbished since 1980. It smells of dust and old sweat. The windows are small and high up. They only let in the barest minimum of light. I feel like I'm in a prison. Prison filled with rows upon rows of desks and chairs, with over 200 teenage boys and girls poring over their maths exam paper. I was entered for the higher tier paper. I should have been doing foundation. My teacher had too many expectations. Oh, there are two levels to this. I didn't know that. I think it was spurred on by my dad's fervent insistences during parents' evening that I'm the smart one in the family. Sometimes in a few of the practice papers I did in class I managed to get B's. Sometimes meaning once. The rest of the time I got C's or D's. Susie's in the second set for maths, and though she hardly ever studies, she's never received anything less than a B. Life isn't fair. Speaking of Susie. Yeah? Her last name is Hastings. She's sitting a couple of seats in front of me. I can see her brown pigtails bouncing as she peers through a booklet. Her pen, overly cute and pale pink, glints beneath the dim lights. She's writing. Only 5 minutes have elapsed, but it looks like she's finished the first couple of pages already. What? How quick is she? Must be the influence of her Asian boyfriend, I think. Ahem. One of the invigilators clears his throat. I shift, suddenly guilty. The invisible screwdriver applies even greater pressure to the base of my neck. Does it look like I'm cheating? I hope it doesn't look like I'm cheating. Oh, come on, stop thinking about this. I open out my exam booklet and stare. Random groups of numbers stare back at me, broken up with dotted lines for me to write down my answers. I have to pick up my pen. I have to gather my senses. I have to start writing. But I can't. I've never learned to write. Oh my god, I only noticed now. My brain freezes. The questions near the beginning of the exam papers aren't even that difficult. I've never had any issues with these before. Find the perimeter of the shape. What is the circumference of the circle? Plot the line of best fit. It's not hard. I've answered questions like these before, but I can't now. For some reason, nothing makes sense anymore. You're having a good old brain fart, Lynn. My breath catches in my chest. The whole world around me spins. I feel like I might fall from my chair, but the act of falling requires too much energy. All I can do is slump. Press one hand against my chest. My fingers are shaking. I'm too anxious to even raise my hand. I don't think I could walk to the toilet even if I did get permission, which is unlikely. The head invigilator is pretty scary. I don't want to deal with her. I don't want to deal with any of this. God, but how disappointed will Dad be? They'll all be so disappointed that I turned out to be an idiot. The biggest idiot. 10 years of education, and for what? I'm wasting it. I can't believe I'm wasting everything. Susie's pale pink pen bops. Catches in the light. When I squint, I can see the individual particles of dust swirling in the air. 10 minutes have gone by. I still haven't written anything. Everybody else is writing. I'm not. I can't. Why? I reach for my pen. My palms are slick with sweat. I bet Lynn's having no problems with this paper. She's in the highest set for maths, and though I've never seen any of her work, I'm sure she's a straight A student. She's just that sort of girl. I wonder where she is. I glance about the gym surreptitiously. Not because I want to cheat. I'm not brave enough for that, but because I'm curious. We're seated in alphabetical order. My last name is Harper. Lynn's is Aitken. Should be further ahead of me. Maybe to the right? I'm trying to see if Aitken is like a anagram. I can't really find anything. There. I can see her. She's pretty far away, but I can see her clearly. Her hair falls around her shoulders in shimmering waves. She pauses, her pen still poised in the right hand, and glances upwards. Maybe she's staring out the window. She's so confident in her own abilities that she doesn't need to focus on the exam paper. I shift and rub my thighs together. I'm sweating. Why is it so hot today? Must be because there are so many sweaty, stinking human bodies crammed together in this room. I didn't feel that hot when I was waiting for the train. Lukewarm more than anything. Nightmare surfaced to my mind once more in an alarmingly vivid detail. It gets clearer and clearer the more I will for it to go away, like the legs of a spider slowly emerging from a sinkhole. Lynn's hands against my cheeks, her lips against mine, the sudden intense burning, my eyes melting out of my skull. I draw in a sharp breath and grit my teeth together. I can't focus on my exam paper. It's all nonsense to me, just numbers that have no meaning and blank spaces to show my working when I can't work anything out at all. I don't understand a thing. All I can do is stare at the back of Lynn's head. Half an hour has elapsed. Lynn is looking back down at the exam papers. Her fingers turn over a new page. Her motions are so casual they almost feel insulting. Is she trying to make me feel bad? No. Probably not. I doubt she even knows I exist. My stomach turns, rather. I hate her. I really, really hate that girl. If only she would disappear. Then none of this would be happening. Everything would be so much better if she had never been born. 100% stress. I don't remember closing my exam booklet. I don't remember putting my pen down. I hardly even remember picking my pen up. I don't remember holding my exam booklet in the air for the invigilators to collect. I don't remember being dismissed from the exam hall, and I don't remember collecting my bag from the back of the room, and I don't remember exiting the school and making my way back to the train station. But I must have done, because I'm here now. I feel like a large part of my life has been wiped clean away. It's good we get 6 hours for 12 problems. Oh wait, it's not enough to even solve them, unless you know what the exact way to solve the last 2. Oh, final exams are always fun. Totally not bullshit paper that might take away a couple of years for some. Yeah. I remember my math final exam, like when I did my Abitur. I didn't study at all. I think I talked about this, right? I didn't study at all. I learned about my calculator. I learned how to use my calculator. And I got 5, was it? I think I got 5 out of 15. Yeah. 5 out of 15 points in the final exam, which was better than some people that studied like months prior to this. Also, like halfway through, I nearly turned my paper in because I really needed to take a shit, because I have a very nervous stomach in situations like this. It gets really crazy. I nearly shat myself, but I powered through, filled everything out. I knew how to fill out. Like I tried everything. I like wrote down everything I thought that could even be closely possible to a solution. And after that, like I turned it in, I went straight home, and I took the shit of my life. I felt better after I turned it in, definitely, but I still needed to take a shit. Okay, I feel like a large part of my life has been wiped clean away, just like me wiping that shit away. Hence why I thought of that story just now, sorry. If you didn't want to hear my toilet stories. Did I talk to Susie? I'm sure I did. Or maybe she tried to talk to me, I don't remember. She probably wanted to compare answers, not that she needs to. Susie's far, far smarter than I am. I have no advice to give her. No advice other than, don't fuck up like I did. Not writing a single thing in an exam booklet will do that to you. Fuck you up, I mean. Oh well. It's too late to worry about that. The exam's over now. The whole time I stared at the back of Lynn's head. Didn't answer any questions, not one. That's going to kill me. He's definitely going to kill me. He won't kill me right away because he won't find out, but when my results come in and he discovers I got a U on my maths exam, he'll flip his lid. What's a U? Okay, can you explain what's a U? He'll be so angry, and it's all my fault. I wonder if he'll be angrier than he was when he learned about Jazz's baby. Maybe. Failing one exam is potentially just as life-changing as having a baby. Nah. It isn't really. There's no way I'll be able to make up the grade in my second maths paper. Even if I got full marks, I'd be lucky to scrape a passing grade. So it's over. I failed maths. I failed life too. I took further mathematics. Pretty smart. Like I respect everyone that's good at math actually, because math is just problem solution skills, right? Trying to take a look at something and coming up with a proper solution and the right solution, actually, like how to get there. And it shows, like, think a good critical problem-solving head when you're good at math. I failed maths, now I failed life too. I failed everyone. I'm a failure, but it isn't my fault. It isn't. It's Lynn with an E's fault, isn't it? I glance at the electronic signboard, but I don't see it. All of a sudden, the station looks rather different. Oh god. It isn't the same station I usually stand at, waiting for the train to take me back home. There are no pedestrians, no vending machines, no boards displaying the next trains. The tracks are old and rusted. They're overgrown with moss and stinging nettles. We're shifting into Silent Hill, everyone! Everything is dark, grey and dreary. This place looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. It's derelict, all but deserted. I'm the only person here. Am I still in London? Am I dreaming? Maybe I'm still in the exam hall. Maybe I passed out during my exam. Is this another dream? But if it is a dream, then why does it feel so real? The air smells stale. The sky is dark grey, the clouds are light grey, the ground and the grass that grows upwards through the ground are black as pitch. The whole world begins to distort. No, please! Don't distort me. I hold a hand against my eyes. They're burning. I'm burning. It's just like one of my dreams. Nightmares, I mean. I only ever seem to have nightmares. In this strange, bizarre, surreal world, anything could happen. Fish could swim in the air, birds could fly in the water, and the days could reverse and tomorrow would be yesterday. There's no concept of time, but my heart continues to pound inside my chest and my lungs continue to take in oxygen. Calling it just problem solving makes it sound easy. It's more like problem solving, but on crack. Unsatisfactory, okay. U equals unsatisfactory. Yeah, that seems to make a lot of sense, I guess. Oh god. Lightning hand, why? Are you quoting, like, what's it called again? Oh, look, it started raining. A fine sheen of rain begins to fall from the sky. It's almost like the world is crying. But that's far too poetic a notion for a young, stupid girl like me. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a teenage girl who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to herself, lightning hand, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Girls like me who can't answer a single question in a maths GCSE paper don't deserve to think such fanciful things. This train station, however, is certainly fanciful enough. Is this my own world? Am I the only person here? You know, if your own world looks like Silent Hill, you know you're fucked up. Excuse me? You're in my class, right? No, I'm not alone. Of course I'm not. Even in my own delusions, I can't be on my own. I can never be on my own. You're going back to Strawberry Hill, aren't you? Her inquiry is polite, but it makes me grit my teeth together. It feels like she's looking down on me. Do you know if any trains are running? This is all so strange. There's nobody else here, so I was wondering if you knew what was going on? Was she asking me this? Do I look like I would know? I don't know anything. Maybe behind her innocent facade, she's mocking me, just like everybody else. She's mocking me because I'm not her. I'm just me. Plain, boring Lynn without an E. Not Lynn with an E. She isn't me. I wish it was her, or maybe she was me. That we were the same. But we're not. We can't be. Excuse me, Lynn? I don't think she ever addressed me before. Maybe that's why she sounds so hesitant. Or maybe it's because of the expression on my face. I don't know what my own face looks like, but it's probably quite scary. Lynn, are you by any chance feeling sick? I am sick. I'm sick of her. Lynn? She extends her arm out slowly. Is she going to touch me? My body shivers. I want her to touch me. But at the same time I don't. I can't let her. So I take a step backwards. Disgusting. Sorry, I need this as an image macro. Excuse me? Did you hear? You're disgusting. Wow. I push her away hard. I push so hard, in fact, she stumbles. Her eyes widen in surprise. Uh-oh. She falls backwards. Her behind hits the ground with a soft thud. She blinks up at me, anxious and unsure and afraid. Yes. She should be afraid. I'm the one with the power here. I don't usually have power in my dreams, but I do now. It would be foolish if I did not use it, right? I kneel down, threading Lynn's chest. My thighs pin her limp body at both sides. I need to block off her escape routes. Even if she tried to throw me off, I don't think she could. Her arms are white as chalk, skinny like twigs, and she doesn't have enough power to push me away. I won't let her push me away. Lynn, why? Why should I need to answer her? I don't need to answer. Shut up. I slap her across the face. Her head jerks to one side with a sickening smack. For a few moments, I worry I might have shattered her skull. Is she really that fragile? Of course she is. I'm fragile too. Maybe all people are to a certain extent. Even people like that. But I'm not the same as Lynn with an E. We can't be. Lynn, why are you doing this? Lynn blinks at me. Her eyes are filled with tears. A dark, deep, purplish bruise blossoms across her cheek like a rare flower. It's almost pretty. Not pretty enough. I want to hurt her more. Much, much more. I'm tired. I'm tired of being the one who gets hurt all the time. Slap her again and again and again. Each time her head jerks obligingly. She's so easy to play with and fun too, like a doll. She's an incredibly lifelike, life-size doll with teeth that rattle around in her skull when I hit her. I know we're not close, but I didn't think you disliked me this much. Did I do something wrong? If you even have to ask, that shows you don't understand. What? You don't understand. You've never even tried to understand. But you've never even spoken. Her voice is muffled through her sobs. The sound makes my head hurt. The invisible screwdriver is back. It bores into the base of my neck with frightening precision. I need her to stop talking. How do I make her stop talking? That's enough. I don't want to hear your voice anymore. You need to atone. Atone for what? For what indeed? What did she do? She didn't do anything, but she needs to be punished. She's making me doubt myself. I can't do that. If I start to doubt myself, who else can I blame for my faults and flaws? I don't have anybody else I can take this out on, and nobody who will listen. Nobody who will understand. It doesn't make sense, even to me. Of course it doesn't make sense to her. That's why she can't talk. She absolutely, definitely can't. If she talks too much, I'll start to realize how stupid this all is. I'll realize just how hollow and empty I am. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. I've always hated you. But why? There's no reason. But no logical reason anyway. It's because you look just like me. What? You look like me, but you're better than me. You're better in each and every way. Your name is even longer than mine, Lynn with an E. You'd earn more points if you played it on a Scrabble board. Not that names are allowed. It's against the rules to play names in Scrabble, strictly speaking. But that's never stopped Jazz before. Jazz has no shame. I have too much. Apparently when I touch myself, I pull stupid faces. I'm an idiot schoolgirl who doesn't know what she's doing, but it doesn't really matter because no man will ever find me attractive anyway. No woman either. What about Lynn with an E? I bet she doesn't pull stupid faces. She's probably better at making herself feel good than I am. She'll beat me at everything simply by being alive. There's only one solution then. Disappear, just disappear, go away, go away, go away! I grab hold of her shoulders tight, my fingers dig into her flesh. She whimpers. It's not enough. I slam her head against the cold, hard floor over and over again. I slam it hard, with more strength than I know I possess. Her skull cracks. Maybe it fractures. Maybe it breaks. Maybe holes are opening up inside her head and her brains start leaking out. I wonder what brains look like. I've never seen them before. Are they grey? In biology books I saw when I was a kid, brains are always bright pink. I'm not stupid enough to believe that's really true. Just, what is true anyway? Is this real? None of it feels very real. None of it. Except the 6 smacks of Lynn's head against the concrete floor. The water falls around me. It's almost like the sky is crying. Lynn with an E is crying too. Her nose is running. Her pretty face is covered in red and blue and purple bruises. She's bleeding. She's leaking. But she's still alive. Her body twitches. Her breath forces its way out of her lungs slowly. In and out. In and out. She's so persistent. Just disappear. Go away. Leave me in peace. Does she know what happens to witches? That's right. She's a witch. She's a witch who's stolen what should be mine. I have nothing. She has everything. That's fundamentally unfair. She deserves to be punished. Lynn, why? She looks at me. Her eyes are glassy. They swim with tears. She's so wet you could probably stick a goldfish or two in one of her eye sockets. I bet it would be able to bob along quite happily. That is, if goldfish are saltwater fish. I'm not sure. I'm not smart. But I'm smart enough to know the answer to her question. I have to hurt her. She has to suffer. That's just the way of the world. All because I'm not you. And I wrap my fingers around her throat. Credits. Writing, Ebihime. Programming, Ebihime and Sleepy Agents. Sprites by Anima. Backgrounds by Amy Rivers, Christopher Durant. Oh my god, I can't read that one. And a lot of other people, actually. So many other people. Phew. The fact that there's no music right now whatsoever is very unsettling, actually. Oh god. I made by, or rather made on, ran by. Cool. Cool. Maybe great even. That was LYNNE. What? A little bit unresolved, feels a little bit like her masturbating at night. Just a little bit unresolved, a little bit of a missing ending, I would say. The story is so deep it doesn't tell us if it was all true or in her head. That was indeed LYNNE. Oh. Now that begs the question. Do you need to have a good, clean, and all-resolving ending in order to have a proper good story? Or can the story that leads to the ending carry the story on its own? I think there are different opinions about this, definitely, right? And I'm not so sure about it myself. Sometimes, you know, the road is more important than the destination. And yet, at other times, a bad ending can destroy a very good story. Right? And again, yet at other times, you can sit through a snooze fest for 6 hours, but the ending is 10 out of 10. Would read again. Having at least some resolution would have felt more satisfying, yeah. The masturbation arc. That was the best part of it, right? You need to provide enough information to draw conclusions, at least. Well, shall we look up the Steam discussion forums for this? As I did earlier today, and where I saw the fact that... Oh my god, give me a second. Where is it? That there was a masturbation scene in it. Because someone else has asked about it. Let me see... if I click on this. Just bring me... Thank you. Good. Quite a big thread called I Don't Get It. First of all... Where was it? Streamer friendly, like this guy. This guy stopped streaming because she started masturbating? What a puss. Come on, you gotta power through that! You gotta have to make awkward jokes, okay? Ebihime herself answered that she thinks it's okay. Of course, in another game by Ebihime that I played on YouTube, Sweetest Monster, spoilers, there's a sex scene in there. I uploaded it. I just censored it. I didn't really care. I don't even know if it's monetized or not. Okay, let's read let's read the scene of dancing in the park. I kind of missed the scene. Thought this would have been another incident adding a few +2s to a stress meter. No, let's just set up the mood. I don't get it. The game. It's a rather confusing story, but I'll try to help you out here explaining what I think it's about, because that's all people can do. They can only assume, right? I tried to use the spoiler text formatting below. It's blah 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 blah. Spoilers for LYNNE that we've just read completely, by the way. LYNNE is a teen who likely suffers from multiple anxiety disorders, as well as possibly mild to moderate depression. Mild to moderate? She may also have a few other things, possibly such as schizophrenia. I'm not an expert, but considering I have a few cases of this kind of stuff, and I've done my research, she does have some signs. Yeah, you have to be a real, egghead to get that, right? Her reoccurring nightmares don't help these issues, so her stress only gets worse as you progress. Constant pressuring and worrying about doing well, she starts to go mad seemingly. The worst part is, this girl named LYNNE. She's like a copy of LYNNE, just better in every way. In quotes at the end when she's interacting with LYNNE. She hates this girl, despite them never speaking. The hate and jealousy swell in LYNNE, until she snaps. At the end she's had enough, at which point you will have already earned the inevitable 100% stress achievement. While she has this chance, she kills LYNNE brutally at the abandoned train station out of blinding jealousy and stress, thus making her the only one. This didn't help at all. This is basically just a transcript of what happened. Let's see. Spoiler, my opinion. She imagined the ending because she went insane and started hallucinating in a fantasy world to cope with the fact that she is not intelligent enough to make her dad proud or amount to anything. She's also upset about her personality and looks as a teenager, which heightens her many mental disorders. It's exactly like she imagined the ending to me, because she can't remember anything and her enemy just shows up. I think she's gone insane and can't see reality anymore. Behaves like a schizophrenic in reality, even though she's a character. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm picking up on your post. I think you're right, everything except schizophrenia. This mysterious diagnosis is loved by many and therefore overused, but not every fictional character is schizophrenic. Blah 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 blah. I really like this visual novel. Some features in the characters are too grotesque, but it's very small. Can I zoom in or something? My monitor is too big. I'm very sorry. On the whole, it looks like the real life of an unfortunate teenage girl. She doesn't have a single good friend, so she's just enjoying how favorable she looks next to LYNNE, whom she considers not bright or cute enough. So she's selfish like almost everyone else in this game. Don't even want to get started with LYNNE's sister. In my life, she would be the worst factor driving me crazy. Not at all understanding or helpful like the older sister she should be. She can't even be a role model. I think she was kind of sympathetic, to be honest. She's a disaster. She's just leeching on everyone. LYNNE can't discuss her problems with these two. They won't understand. They live in a different world, a much easier and friendly world, since they have no high moral standards, no responsibility, and there are always somebody who could support them no matter what. Meanwhile, LYNNE has no one to support her. Everyone is just expecting something from her. It's a huge pressure, especially for a teenager. Moreover, these exams and these nightmares. Perfect copy of her in a class, demonstrating blah 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 blah. Sorry, but you could say this in 2 sentences again. I think I understand, LYNNE. Okay, you're crazy. I had similar period. Oh my god. I doubt that LYNNE exists in the first place. Here we go, that's it. LYNNE cannot cope with her surroundings. She's just not talented enough to overcome the issues. She's too prideful to run, and she cares too much about people who are close to her while trying to hide it under the cover of egoism. She just cannot choose a path that would be appropriate for her. She can't run, she can't get better, she can't get in terms of jealousy. That's how it seemed to me. I think that's it. This other LYNNE never existed in the first place. If LYNNE never existed in the first place, or if the last scene was just another nightmare hallucination, maybe it was symbolic of the fact that LYNNE had just killed everyone's high expectations of her by failing the exam, but that in some way she was almost relieved about it because she could finally stop trying to live up to LYNNE, and maybe sort herself out on her own without the expectations of perfection hanging over her. Maybe I'm being too optimistic here. Like this... About as many explanations as there are people playing this, I guess. Someone linked some Urban Dictionary stuff. Is this related in any way whatsoever? We're gonna let me take a look. Before I take a look at Urban Dictionary, I'm gonna have to vet this. Oh. Okay. LYNNE is apparently someone who is awesome and understanding, someone that you can talk to when you're down. Everyone loves her, everyone. Smart, creative, fun to be with. What? And then a LYNNE with an E is a goddess of attractiveness. Super intelligence, talks too much and loves the color pink. Super cute feet. What? An extremely paintable nails, most lovable type of girl in the whole world. Are these girls named LYNNE that upvote this or something? what if? Wait, is there? Sorry, we couldn't find lambda delta. Okay. There's no lambda delta in Urban Dictionary then. Open page in browser, then control plus mouse wheel. Yeah, I know, but too much effort. Masturbation leads to schizophrenia. Don't masturbate, kids. Church Jesus doesn't like it. Look at lightning hand. The story is very simple. Either all was real and she commits murder, or it's just a double personality problem. She just hates a good part. Yeah. There's not enough information for any analysis. I agree. Sweetest Monster was better. Sweetest Monster definitely was better. There's one other novel by A.B. Hime that I have in my wish list, or rather have on my plan to read and plan to watch list. And I hope it's better than LYNNE. I mean, LYNNE was free to play, I believe. So I'm not gonna bitch about it too much, but still. LYNNE creates and kills LYNNE regularly to win stress. That's a... yeah. She's just unhinged. Urban Dictionary is 80% bullshit. I don't think Urban Dictionary is a reliable source for this. Okay, thank you. I'm just not hip enough, okay, to know all of the terminology of the young people these days. So I do rely on Urban Dictionary every now and then. Urban Dictionary and WikiHow. WikiHow to be hip and in with the young crowd. WikiHow to get young Zoomers to watch your stream. WikiHow to be success on YouTube. Like, these I've bookmarked, actually. Jesus Christ. Okay, we're gonna... I'm gonna end the YouTube recording here, okay? This was LYNNE by A.B. Hime. If you want to read it yourself, I believe it's free on Steam. Read it yourself. Maybe you can pick up some more points. Some smaller details that I've glanced over because this was my first read. Bye, YouTube people.